Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
I've got a confession to make. We've left a heater on.
Yeah, and it's really warm.
Can I go and turn it off?
Yeah, do it.
Yes, and then we'll tell you about the show. We've got some amazing things, haven't we?
All right, you turn the heater off. I'll start talking about this for the free
because we've got
gift.
so much happening today. It's really nice to be back. Right, which way?
You have to go that way and walk in front of the camera. I'm going to start with our amazing free gift while Sean turns the heater off, because what we've got for you is...
Nobody noticed, Bex.
Nobody saw it.
No.
It's fine. It's fine.
Smooth as anything this morning.
We've got the amazing Sarah Bernhardt peony, the bare root, and we're giving this away as a free gift.
With every single order?
With every single order. Oh, Elaine's saying she's glad Sean's
I'm glad to be back. I said to Bex, I feel like I've not been here for ages, but I was here last week, but only one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I took off Sunday because it's Mother's Day and things like that. So anyway, yeah, it's lovely to be back. But I think this is the best free gift we've had in ages, don't you?
It genuinely is. So we were selling this very recently. It's a very popular item. I am absolutely, can I say the word gobsmacked?
Yeah, I think so.
I am gobsmacked that we are giving this away as a free gift with purchase, and that's not one per customer. It's one per order. So if you want a couple of these, then place a couple of orders.
Yeah. And there's no postage pay. You just need to use the offer code as ever if you're brand new to it, which is YGTV1124. This is what it looks like.
It's an amazing quality as well. This is why I've opened the bag to show you, because I just want to show you how.
Look at all the shoots already. Yeah.
I counted 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I can see 6 shoots.
It's grown another in 24 hours.
It's amazing quality. That is ready to burst into life, isn't it? I think if you can place a couple of orders, I mean, there's a few other things we want to talk to you about. If you can place a couple, you can have one that you grow that you admire outside, but then you have another one that you can use as you cut flowers, because peonies are really expensive if you buy them as cut flowers.
And they've become really popular with top florists, haven't they?
Oh, they have, because they're beautiful.
That is a gorgeous peony. We'll explain how to plant it, but it's really, really easy. That is your free gift with every single order today. And it is, available to everyone as long as you use the offer code YGTV1124. And Sarah Bernhardt, an amazing French actress. This is named after her. It's a very, very fancy, beautiful, quite a glamorous peony. Loves sunshine. You may get a few flowers this year, but in honesty, you're far more likely to get more flowers in year 2, year 3, and onwards. Yeah, but you may get 1 or 2 this year.
It's going to last for such a long time. Yeah. I mean, this is a very long-lived perennial plant. You're going to get 10, 20 years out of peonies. They are absolutely incredible, aren't they?
When you see them fully matured, and they can go close to metre by metre, so really big. They are spectacular, and that's a really nice variety. Free with every order today.
Absolutely free.
Oh, it does feel good to be back.
I'm glad
that's my little
here.
dance. Look at that. That's my dad dance there. And if you want to be part of the show, you can email us ygtv@yougarden.com. I tell you what, we didn't need that heat on. It's definitely warming up.
It's warmed up, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I had considered putting a shirt on today and losing the jumpers. I think it might be time. Yeah. Apparently, it's going to get up to about 16 degrees today. Yeah.
So spring is definitely here, and 2 weeks this Sunday, the clocks will have changed as well. Yes. Right, we have got a few clearance deals. We're down to literally single figures and handfuls. Very quickly, these are not coming back.
Nope.
These are the boxwood planters. And I love this. Do you know why they're not coming back, Bex? Do you know?
I honestly don't know, because I think these are really beautiful. I mean, I know we've been looking at new ranges of pots and things, but these, I think they look really high-end, don't they?
They're gorgeous.
I've been saying in the last couple of shows, I went to did I tell you this? I went to a garden centre specifically to have a look at plastic pots. Just last week, because I know we bring lots of plastic pots and we often say the quality is amazing, you can't tell they're plastic, and I just thought I'm going to go and have a look, and I am still 100% blown away with the quality of the plastic pots that we bring, because the ones I was looking at in the garden centre, they totally looked plastic, and they were charging the high price points.
Well, last few of these, if you've already got the boxwood acorn planters, you're thinking, I could do with a couple more, this is probably the last day you're going to get those. Well, it will be, won't it?
I think so. We are down to...
Are we talking nearly
single
figures, Stu? Heading towards that? Yeah, so yeah, they are. So there's less than 10 orders available right now for those. So get them in your basket. They're only $49. Should have mentioned postage, by the way. So $6.99 per order. But if you spend over £40, you said this while I was turning the heat off, didn't you? Sorry.
I don't think I go into it.
Did you
do
not?
get free postage if you... It was a good start, wasn't it? We're on it today. You do get free postage if you get your order to over £40. You do have to use the code always. That is the magic key. That's what unlocks every single offer that we bring you. Buy one, get one free, double up deal, free postage, savings. It's all about that code. But if your order is under £40, there is still just one postage cost to pay.
That is it.
That's all.
But it's really, if you can get your order to over £40, get some compost, get some pots. But this is a buy one, get one free. So all you need to do is put one in your basket and then use the offer code, and a free one will magically jump in there.
As well as your Sarah Bernhardt peony. It just magically appears in your basket.
I can't believe that is a free gift today.
I know, I'm impressed.
I will be shopping today.
It's one of the most beautiful of the peonies, I think.
I think so.
I mean, they're all beautiful.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Nice.
So right, we've put one in there. It's saying $14.99. So put your code in, YGTV1124, and there you go. You get a free one and your free Sarah Bernhardt. Now, the only thing is you are still paying postage. You know what I would do? I'd just put some compost in.
Yes.
You're going to need it.
Absolutely. I'm down to my last bag again. Definitely need some more compost.
I've been getting to lots of you. Yeah. So there you go. Add that, and then suddenly, look at all those reviews, over 400.
Oh, we're 3 pence under. So we need to add one more thing into our basket. I'm going to suggest the ginger lily because that's a bit weird and wonderful. We do also have the geranium collection, which was really popular yesterday. But let's pick one. Let's pick one. Let's go for the ginger lily.
I like that one.
It's weird and wonderful, and I love it.
And there you go. Then your postage disappears.
Yeah. And look, save a further £5.
And that's a really
Become a club member.
That's a big meaty order.
It really is. That's
I don't know if that's the right word, meaty.
Meaty.
That's not a good word for that, is it?
We'll go with it. It's fine.
That's a big planty order. I'll say that. That's better than meaty, isn't it?
Good morning, Adam. Who else?
Morning, Philip.
Philip. Good morning, Philip. It's nice to see your names pop up. It's really lovely. Philip's hurt his back doing gardening yesterday, so he's taking it easy today.
My mum was the same. My mum overdid it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she'll be sat there watching today. But
Morning,
that's
Carol.
all right, you do a few days gardening, you have a rest, don't you?
Absolutely.
Right, we better crack on those.
Yeah.
So those planters, 9 remaining, 9 orders.
Can
Those. And then the other ones. Oh, can we talk about these? Yeah, just quickly.
Can we? Can we, Stu?
Go on, just because honestly,
I'm in trouble.
We both love these.
I do love these. So I've got one of these, but I think it's fantastic that we're doing a pair.
Yeah, it's not like you should have one.
I know.
You like your symmetry, don't you?
I do love the symmetry, but I've only got one, and it's looking very much like this. We can see, obviously, there's foliage, but there are flowers starting to appear all over here. And absolutely love lilac. Traditional lilac gets really big, doesn't it? Lilac trees, they're massive. The flowers are often up far out of the way for you to be able to appreciate the scent of them, but not with our standards. These have been skillfully grafted onto this shorter rootstock, so these aren't going to get ridiculous in height. They will get to maybe 1.5 metres, 2 metres in height.
But it's only the top that will get bigger.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Lovely upright growth here, nice panicles of flowers that you get on there, and you can cut those as well and get that scent to come indoors too. And I just think, well, all the standards we bring, I think they add a touch of elegance and class.
And give this about 4 weeks. And they're going to look absolutely stunning.
Yeah, and they're going to keep flushing of the flowers throughout the summer as well. They're going to be incredible.
Not yet, I'm a bit premature, but they will be absolutely good. That price is amazing for those, isn't it?
It is really good.
Less than £20 each. And then just quickly, we have got a handful of our again, these are, I cannot believe these are not going to come back, but we've got a handful of the Tuscany planters as well. You bought, was it 10 of these?
I bought 10 of these.
Yeah.
So I've got 30, I counted them, 34 dahlia tubers planted. That's way more than I know what I'm going to do with them, honestly. That's good. Anyway, I've got 34 planted, but my plan is to plant 2 dahlias in each of the tubes, in each of these. So that's 20 done. I've got to find space for another 14.
And honestly, I saw Bex place the order, and they're all going to be lined up outside your conservatory, aren't they?
They're going to go around the conservatory. It's going to look so good.
But they're $11.99, and it's a double up deal for $14.99. So it works out $7.50 each.
I know.
So you might as well go for 2, but these are the very last of today, sadly.
Yeah, and that, you know, they're a really good size. So particularly if you're thinking about planting standards, you know, they're a good depth. So they're not going to be too top heavy, which means if it gets a bit windy, they're not going to blow over. You've got plenty of space as well if you're thinking about using this for standards to be able to underplant around here and create that lovely tiered look. A bit of summer bedding going on underneath. It's going to look really beautiful. 30-litre capacity
so
here.
nice and big.
Real nice and
big.
big.
Actually, one of the things that I'm predicting a dry summer, okay?
Yes.
Remember? Only because we've had so much rain. And I always think Mother Nature evens out. We don't know what the summer's going to be like, but the great thing when you've got a bigger pot, then they dry out a lot less quickly.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you've got lots of small pots, a sunny day and you can be watering them 2 or 3 times, but a big pot holds its moisture a lot better, and they're 30 litres. But it's $7.50 each if you double up on those.
Absolutely.
Never coming back.
Lovely.
It's really sad, isn't it?
Grab those while we've still got them.
Right.
Oh, the perennial collection. The perennial collection. This one was really popular yesterday, Sean. They absolutely enjoyed this. This is a lucky dip of our perennial collection. You're going to get 9 of these in 9-centimetre pots. What we've got is how many have we got here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We've got 12 here. So this is an idea of some of the items that you will get, but they are perennials. They will come back for you year after year. Mixture of foliage, mixture of colours, mixture of sizes.
I'm working at the price. So for club members, 79 cents works out £2 perennial, which is amazing. Right, should we have a little dip in there?
Let's have a rummage.
Delphinium.
Love Delphinium, one of my absolute favourites.
I love the height you get on a Delphinium.
Yeah. I like the way the flowers open in succession all the way along.
And they're really the flowers are beautiful, aren't they?
So pretty. So flower shows, they're all coming up. I went to several of them last year. The Delphinium stands at the flower shows were one of the most outstanding of all of them. They were beautiful.
And I learnt a little tip last night with Delphiniums.
Oh, yes, at YouGarden show.
Yes, we had Nick Bailey, from
Garden,
Gardener's World, and he's a great gardener. He spoke at our garden club last night, and he gave me a little tip about Delphiniums. If you cut the flower off just before the top has come out, you get about a 90% chance of them flowering again that year.
That's amazing.
So sometimes you chop a Delphinium down and it doesn't flower again, and sometimes it does. Apparently, if you chop the flower off just before the very top's open.
So do you chop it just below the flower? Or
No,
do you
the whole
chop
thing
it right
off.
down?
The whole
chop
thing
it right
off.
down.
Yeah. So you get all the joy of most of the flowers coming out, but if you just take off the last bit before it flowers, the plant, I think, automatically thinks, oh, hang on, didn't succeed.
But you know what? That's fine. Chop it right off. Then you can have it indoors, maybe create a little indoor display with it, so you still get the beauty of it, and then you might get another chance of it flowering again.
So, looked at with your Delphiniums. Right.
What else we got?
What else? That looks like a geum, is it?
Geum, I think.
Yeah. So geums are brilliant if you want long flowering plants in your garden. They flower pretty much all summer long.
Yeah.
So May, June, all the way. I think mine flowered into even November.
Well, I planted a couple last year. I didn't get huge amounts of flowers first year, but I'm expecting loads this year.
Yeah.
I saw a beautiful display with geums and alliums, which is why I put them in my garden, because I thought that was a nice combo.
And you often get, with geums, really bright colours like oranges, yellows, reds.
It's the peachy orange one.
Yeah,
that's the one I planted.
Yeah, that's a lovely one.
I think that is so pretty.
But with peat flan, they're like a sunny spot, nice and easy. Hollyhock.
Ah, lovely.
I love the height of those.
Love them, absolutely. And bees, of course, absolutely adore hollyhocks, don't they?
I just love the height that they give you at the back of a border against a fence. Fantastic. There's long stalks. You often see hollyhocks at the seaside, of course, as well.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Great coastal plant, very easy to grow. And again, you get several stems of those massive stalks and flowers. What else have we got down here? Oh, we talked about this earlier, weren't we?
Heucheras.
Yeah.
My mum absolutely adores heucheras. So you get the lovely foliage, but then you also get these little flowers that come off it as well.
Yeah, you get the little white, pink,
Easy
red
to look
flowers.
after, aren't they? I think that's why mum has them, because they're quite low maintenance, nice kind of ground cover you get from them.
And they do love, they're probably very happy at the moment because they do love a moist soil.
Yeah, they'd be very happy.
So if your heucheras are looking good right now, it's because it's been wet. And they do cope really well with part shade. That's where they're really happy. I've got mine under my eucalyptus. They sort of like it there, but it gets a bit dry for them.
Yeah, see, mum's got them all underplanted underneath all the bushes. So she's got a lovely magnolia tree in the middle of the lawn, and that's a lovely bit underneath, and she's got all heuchera underneath there. So it's a perfect spot for them.
Great ground cover, dead easy to grow. Really, really easy. What else we got here? This looks like one of your favourites.
Yes, it is. It's the, what's it called?
Gora, isn't it?
Gora, that's the one. Absolutely love Gora. It's the
little
Skew
butterfly.
Pink, the one that I absolutely adore.
I call them butterfly flowers.
They are. They're like little butterfly flowers, which is a nice height as well, doesn't it? I think it's about 70 centimetres it can get. Quite wildflower-esque look to it.
Yeah.
But really easy, dead easy to look after. And drought tolerant, I think, that one as well.
It is, when established, yeah. That's a lovely one. Right, this is the campanula. There's lots of different types of campanulas. There's the lower ground-covering ones, there's the taller ones, but you get lovely bell-shaped flowers.
Yes.
Generally blues and whites. But that could be in your collection as well. I'm enjoying this, are you?
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah. Digitalis. Yeah, foxglove.
Very good, yep.
I love those, don't you?
Yes.
And again, they're so easy to grow. They come back year after year. They actually self-seed a lot as well.
They do. That one there is
that a geranium?
Geranium,
yes.
isn't it? Yes.
And
geranium.
again, this is just a random selection, things you could get.
Well, so we've got 12 plants here, and you're going to get 9 of them. But the collection that we've got, or the selection that we've got, they are all winners. They're absolutely amazing perennial plants that will come back for you for so many years.
And that's the Achillea. That has the sort of like clusters of really small flowers.
I don't think I've grown Achillea.
I've got them in my garden. I've got like white ones, yellow ones.
Right.
Really nice. Again, these are all really easy to grow. So that just gives you an idea of some of the plants that you may get in your collection.
Yeah, and do you know what? Let's just take one of them. Let's take the heuchera, for example. Let's take one of them out the pot and let's just have a little look at the quality that we're... Oh, yes. See, we're talking about amazing root structures going on inside there. They are genuine quality plants. It's just a fantastic lucky dip that you're going to get of 9 of these perennial. I mean, if you have a new garden, you've just moved into a new build home and you've got a patch of grass and nothing else, this is an amazing way to fill those borders. Maybe you've got a patch somewhere, you've sorted out the rest of the garden, but there's one little patch that you're like, what am I going to put in there? This will be the collection to buy, won't
and the other thing is, I love my summer bedding, don't get me wrong, but as I've got a bit older, I kind of got a little bit tired of having to plant so much summer bedding that only lasts a season.
Do you know what I'm doing? So my borders, what I'm doing is I'm filling the borders with perennials, a few herbaceous, things like that. But what I'm going to do when I get round to it is I'm going to extend the borders in a little bit. So I'm going to take up a little bit of the grass.
Good.
And then what I'm going to do is, so I've got all my, perennials all the way around the edge, but the front of those borders, that's where I'm going to do my summer bedding and
makes
stuff.
sense.
And that makes it nice and easy. Then you've got that bright colour at the front, but you've got your perennials all the way around.
Well, that is an amazing collection. It is selling really quickly this week, and I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
and I love the fact that it is a lucky dip. I mean, they'll all be winners. They'll all be great perennials that will come back year after year. But I love opening a box and going, I've got that one and that one and that one.
And then you can start looking into them and which one is that? How big is that going to grow? That's where I'm going to plant that one and make that little plan.
And a quick little search on our website and you'll get loads of information about each of those perennials. But do get them today. And remember, if you use the special code YGTV1124, you will get your free Sarah Bernhardt peony worth £10.
Amazing.
Right, we are also extremely excited about a brand new azalea collection. This is called Encore.
Yeah, encore, because there's an encore, basically. You get a second flush of flowers with these. So it's a really clever kind of breeding breakthrough. Normally azaleas, rhododendrons, they flower prolifically, amazingly in springtime, April, May.
But then that's it normally, isn't it?
That's it, yeah. I mean, you get these lovely, silky, glossy flowers that cover the evergreen foliage. I mean, look at those. They are incredible. Ooh. But it's one display normally, a fantastic display, but it's there and it's gone. And then you've got the evergreen foliage. With the Encore collection, you get a second flush of flowers towards the end of summer, sort of August, September time, you'll get that second flush of flowers happening. They're really easy to grow, ridiculously low maintenance, slow growing, neat growing. There's nothing really that you have to do to them, is there?
No, and evergreen, of course.
And evergreen, of course.
Now they do like a fairly acid soil.
They do. So they do want some ericaceous compost. We have it on the website. I think they're great to have in pots if you want to. A decent sized pot.
Totally agree.
To, between 2 and 3 feet height and spread.
They'd be nice in the box with actually, wouldn't they?
They actually really would. Or maybe even the Tuscanies.
Yeah, because of the bright colours you may get as well.
But if you want to plant them into borders, you absolutely can. If you've already got acid soil, then great. But if you haven't got acid soil, do get some ericaceous compost, dig a nice big hole and put plenty of ericaceous compost into that hole. And it's always good when you've got ericaceous plants to try not to water them with tap water.
Yeah, they like the rain, don't they?
They like the rain because it changes the pH levels of the soil. But it's not essential.
I know.
It's just a tip.
It's weird with gardening. Sometimes, you know, there are things you should do, but you can get away sometimes without.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, it's a if you can do.
But we try and give you the best advice we can.
Yeah.
It's up to you if you follow it. Yeah. But that's a great deal. 3 gorgeous azaleas. I love the fact that you're going to get a second burst of flowers as well.
And just, I mean, look at that gorgeous flowers.
I also think azaleas are very neat, aren't they?
You get the 3 colours included. So I think this one's called Autumn Fire, and then you've also got Sunburst, which is the beautiful kind of dusky pink one, and then the one that's just called Encore is the white.
It's the white at the top.
Yeah,
absolutely gorgeous. Evergreen, say relatively slow growing. They're not going to be invasive or anything like that. And just £22.97. Right.
One of my faves.
Being a half ginger myself, that makes. That's what I call it. My friends all say I'm half ginger because I've got ginger beard and brown hair. Bit of grey in there now, so I'm turning into a tabby. But
I love it.
Tabby Sean. But
you've got a ginger cat though as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Ginger Tom.
Yeah.
Was that because you're
half ginger? And my other half is sometimes not that. He's a dog person.
Right.
So it's not like. But I'm kind of trying to explain that our cat is quite dog-like, and I googled Ginger Toms, right, and they are known to be the friendliest of cats.
Right. Okay.
They love people.
Yeah.
They're actually known as the Velcro cat because they just
want to be on you all the time.
Yeah, so I'm like, look, you've got a dog, it just looks like a cat.
Are you having a debate now then? He wants a dog and you've
I love dogs as well.
Yeah.
But my cat doesn't like dogs. Anyway, this is random. Hello, Alison.
Good morning, Penny. Good morning, Adam. Thank you so much for coming and joining us.
We're going to stop talking about my ginger cat and talk about the ginger tube because this is far more exciting, actually.
I'm dead excited about this one. This one is... So we often talk about the weird and wonderful, don't we?
We do.
I love the weird and wonderful categories. Obviously, we definitely want to do our firm favourites, our absolute winners, of course. But we all want to try something just that little bit new, a little bit different, a little bit unique.
That's what excites me every year, isn't it?
Totally. I want to try something new. And I think that I've never grown this one. I think it's absolutely stunning. I love the massive, great, big kind of banana leaf foliage that you get on here. But then that flower at the top, that is not an insignificant flower, is it? We often talk about thrillers and fillers, and this one's certainly a filler, isn't it?
A filler?
A thriller.
That's no.
It's certainly not a filler.
It's not, it's a thriller.
It's a thriller.
That's a wowzer.
It's huge.
I love the leaves and the foliage. Reminds me a little bit of a banana plant. Not
it is, the great big banana plant leaves. Stunning.
How tall does it get, Bex?
It can get quite tall. It can get up to like a metre and a half in height.
I so want to grow those, don't you?
It's pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah, now I remember the tubers and they're
look
funny.
like ginger.
Yeah,
It looks like a lump of ginger that you'll buy from the supermarket.
Look at that.
That's what it looks like. And Adam was telling me yesterday, so these are the eyes here. This is where the stalks are going to grow from. So, you're going to plant it in the ground like this, though don't worry too much. Nature writes its way, so if you do plant it oddly, it really won't matter. But yeah, you can see the eyes on the top, and that's where the growth is going to come from. So it looks like a...
No, I've never grown these.
Grate it and put it in a curry.
Are they fairly hardy, Bex?
Yes, they are. They're winter hardy,
because they look like, I'm not being funny, they look like they're really quite difficult.
They do, don't they? This is why I like the idea of it, because it's weird, it's wonderful, but it has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, so proven performance.
Oh, right, so it is
and
easy.
It's winter hardy, so it does have the stamp, doesn't it, Stu? Have a little look on the website for me. Sure, it has the winter hardy stamp, which means that it would come with our lifetime guarantee, because anything that is fully winter hardy has our lifetime guarantee on it, which is an amazing reason to buy. Confirmed, it is winter hardy. It's an amazing reason to buy from us at YouGarden. I don't know any other garden centre or anything that will offer you a lifetime guarantee. We absolutely will on anything that is fully winter hardy. It does want a decent sunny spot, but will cope with a little bit of shade. So, but you can tell it's going to want a bit of sunshine, isn't it?
I'm going to grow those in my tropical area in pots.
Yeah.
They look great, wouldn't they? I've got like banana plants there, and
it's quite fast growing as well. So we are talking. When we talk about our skyscraper lilies, and we say reach 6 feet in height, but it needs time to establish, so not in the first year. This really should get up to full height in the first season.
Right, that's definitely in my basket.
It's going in, isn't it?
I'm going to have a ginger corn in my garden. Me, the ginger lily, and my cat Teddy.
My cat Teddy.
No, seriously, I really like that. It's really
beautiful.
Unusual.
Really beautiful.
I bet that looks really striking in real life.
I bet it does.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be huge.
Yeah, so I hope you go for that. And what a great price. 2 tubers for $9.99.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they'll come back year after year. Yeah. Are you going to buy
I'm
some?
having it.
Yeah, good.
I'm having it, for sure.
Let us know if you're going to buy those too today as well. I'm really excited about those. Right, we're going to go to something a little bit more traditional now.
Yes, the clematis.
The Boulevard Patio Clematis collection. You've got these. My mum's got these.
I'm going to grab it. Hang on.
These are absolutely gorgeous clematis. And they're a lot more compact than other varieties. This is Beck's.
This is mine.
How
I
sweet
brought
is
it
that?
from home. Now, we were bringing you these planters recently. They were on a bit of a deal, weren't they?
Yeah.
I planted this, and I can't remember what colour it is. I can't remember which one.
You'll soon know.
But yes, I've got one of the Boulevard Clematis. I planted it last year. It went all twiggy over the winter, but then literally in the last 3 weeks, started seeing this beautiful fresh green growth.
That's got a lot of new growth, actually,
Honestly,
hasn't it?
it just all of a sudden happened.
Yeah.
Within the last 3 weeks, all of this lovely green growth. I've done nothing to this, by the way. I honestly, I've done absolutely nothing to it. It winds its own way up here, and obviously later on throughout the summer, this is just going to cover this entirely. Now, the reason I've got it in a smaller climber is that the Boulevard Patio Clematis collection is a smaller growing clematis. So we know clematis. We know it to be quite a vigorous grower, covering fences and trellises and
they can go several
pergolas.
metres, can't they?
They can get huge. And often, if you grow them over a fence, the flowers all come up at the top,
so right.
and they hang over next door.
Yeah.
You don't get the beauty of it.
It's so annoying when that happens, isn't it?
Not with this one, because it'll actually flower all the way along the stem, not just up at the top, and it stays a bit more compact.
And it keeps flowering all summer long, doesn't it?
And it keeps going all summer long, yeah.
So my mum's got a few of these, and they look absolutely gorgeous.
We're getting all 3 of them included in there, so they're called Nubia, Olympia, and I've forgotten what the other one's called. Yes, please, Stuart. Pompeii, that's the one. So it's all 3 colours, the lovely purple, the lovely red colour, and that kind of dusky pink included. You can, by the way, go for these individually if you want to.
But you get a better saving going for
totally.
3D. And look, I mean, these will, I mean, they're already actually really well established, and you should get lots of flowers in the first year.
Lots of flowers, and big flowers as well. These aren't, even though it's a smaller climber, we're talking maybe a metre and a half, which in that little pot that I've got, it's just going to wind its way around, give a really full display. But it doesn't give you smaller flowers. They're still full-size clematis flowers.
For a smaller garden, a smaller space, they are brilliant. And I think Bex and I were talking about having as much colour in our garden as possible all the time.
Yeah.
And there are other varieties of clematis, and you get one burst of flowers, and that's it. But these will repeat flower.
Yeah, for a good 5 or 6 months.
Yeah.
Hopefully from June time they should start flowering, and they should keep going right the way through to around October time. So 5-6 months worth of flowers you should get from these.
They are absolutely gorgeous, and an amazing price today. Actually, a £10 saving as well. So you get all 3 for just $19.97. Don't forget, if you are one of our many tens of thousands of club members, your price today is just £17.97. I know we've got lots of new viewers joining us today. My name's Sean, by the way. This is a lovely Bex. And we are here live every Wednesday at 10 till 1, every Thursday 10 till 1, and Sunday 10 till 2.
Indeed. Until Stu changes it.
I'll be honest.
But if we do change it, we'll let you know.
And we do tend to do more shows in the summer.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, as we get busier. But we'd love you to be part of the show as well. But don't forget, the golden rule is always use the code that unlocks all the promotions available. That will give you your free gift today, which is a Sarah Bernhardt peony worth £10, free with every order. And if you spend over £40, you get free postage as well.
Yeah, you do. And that's
There's
the
a
Sarah
freebie.
Bernhardt
There.
peony. It's an incredible free gift. It comes to you as a bare root. You want to get it planted as soon as possible, but it's really good quality. We showed you the one that we've got here, and there are 5-6 shoots coming off it. It's going to be an amazing plant that will last you for decades. So peonies are really long-lived perennials.
Yeah. That's great. Honestly, we love presenting the show. Really.
Yeah.
You get some great deals, and we've got lovely viewers, haven't we?
And we'd love to see some pictures. We love it when you send us pictures of your gardens, what you're doing in the garden right now, what it looks like right now, maybe what you're looking forward to. So send us some pictures from last year, anything like that. We love you to be involved.
Yeah. We just heard Elena's going to go for the ginger lily.
Yeah. Yes. Good choice,
Elaine. We're with you there, Elaine.
We're both going to do it.
So
too.
send your pictures, Elaine, when yours is in bloom this summer. We'll do the same. Oh, you know the 3 bulbs that we planted?
The duffs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I nearly brought them in today.
Are they Nearly there.
I'm not going to lie, they're getting there.
Yeah.
But they've taken a while.
They have.
Yeah. It doesn't matter, does it?
It doesn't
But
matter.
I'm just finally...
I think they're going to flower.
I'll bring you next week, there's some buds coming.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't think they're going to be amazing because we did plant them late, but they're still going to do a nice show.
Yeah, do you know what? They're going to do something this
Yeah.
year, and what we said was hopefully they'll do something this year, but they will do something for next year and the year after and the year after.
But it took a while, I'll be honest. But they're getting there, so I'll bring them in next week. I nearly did today.
My lawn drift.
Looks amazing. You said.
So I posted it on my stories on Instagram and Facebook, so if you want to have a little look. Do you remember I was planting out the crocus, the daffodils, and I was doing lawn drifts? Well, they're all... it looks
And again,
amazing.
they're a bit late, weren't they?
They are a bit late, but they're coming up.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
So we love it. You know, it's all about a garden community here with YouGarden. Right, we better move on now. If you want those clematis, really popular for those and really busy. But echinacea is next. Not just any echinacea, a green twister.
Wow, look at those colour combinations.
I nearly started to sing Let's Twist again now. But these are out of this world, aren't they?
They are absolutely phenomenal.
Love this
Look at this gorgeous pink, and then it fades to this, I mean, I say fade, it comes out to this almost luminous, bright green petals on the edges. Those colours get better with age as well. Honestly, they are incredible. Adore the echinacea. And, you know, there's lots of different varieties. I planted this last year, but I do love the cone flowers because they're quite sturdy. Bees, butterflies, absolutely adore them. Royal Horticultural Society have given it their badge of perfect for pollinators. But it also is a really long-lasting flower. Those flowers on my echinacea last year...
I remember they lasted months, some of them, didn't they?
Honestly, 6, 8, 9 weeks I was getting out of those echinacea flowers. They are incredible. Incredible. I don't know why I said it like that. Incredible.
But that variety, the green twister, is just outstanding. And again, if you want something a little bit different, a little bit more unusual, there are many varieties of echinacea, and some are a lot less dramatic than this one. But I've seen this when it's flying in real life, and it just takes your breath away, doesn't it?
It really does. It's quite an incredible flower. It looks, I mean, it's weird and wonderful with the colour combinations. Just taking it out of the pot there so you can see the root structure that we've got going on. Obviously, you know, it's a small growth at the top, but that is going to burst, try and get my fingers out of the way, that is going to burst into life very quickly. It's going to be very fast growing. You will get flowers this year. It does die back down over the winter, but then it's ready to burst back into life again. And every year it gives you a beautiful display.
And I always think echinacea flowers, they're neat.
Yes.
Everyone kind of looks, you know, when you see them there, they all look quite perfect, don't they?
They are. They've got lovely, long, straight stems. They're very sturdy. They're very easy to grow. They're hardy. They're robust.
They don't need any support in terms of staking, generally speaking.
And I love how the petals reflex like that. And you know, they are known as cone flowers. I'm not making that up, am I? And it is that central cone in the centre there, and that reflexed petal really makes that stand up proud. And then the bees and butterflies have a field day around it.
Oh. But
and they look great, actually, when you do leave them on. Even when the flowers go over, I actually quite like leaving the flowers on. I don't cut them back, although I think you probably should to help encourage more to come through. But they look really interesting when they go over.
But, I mean, to get 3 as well, and they'll give a really good display this year, but with them in perennials, every year they're just going to get bigger and bigger. And actually, as they form clumps, you can divide them as well.
Yeah, you can,
really
totally.
Quite easy to do that.
Well, I'm sure I planted 3 of these underneath a bush last year, so I'm expecting them to get a little bit bigger and more established this year, and then probably springtime next year I'll be dividing those and moving them around.
Well, 407.
We're doing really well today, aren't we?
Stu disagrees.
Stu disagrees. We're getting it.
We're happy though.
Yeah.
And we've got some amazing deals. So forgive us if our mouths don't work.
The teeth aren't in.
Yeah.
Right, where are we going?
I think we're just too excited, but seriously, we've got a big audience today. I think we are going to be busy, and it's mid-March. Now's the time.
Mid-March.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting times, isn't it?
It
Hopefully
is.
the rain's going to stop soon. Like today looks like a
Today's
nice day.
lovely.
Can't cope with any more rain. Good Lord.
I know.
Enough with the rain already.
I know. But, you know, we are getting there. There's some dry weather definitely around over the next few weeks. And the days are getting lighter. We're nearly at 12 hours of daylight. So the gardens are coming alive. And what I would say is anytime you can get out in the garden, just get out, even if it's an hour or so.
Yeah.
Get out there, because now you really want to. There's so many jobs that you need to do now in the garden. It's really important to get out there.
Well, there's so many jobs I need to do outside, but I think there's a couple of jobs I need to. Well, I think I need to pinch out my sweet peas. I think they're at the right height now that I need to start pinching those out, because I planted all of those sweet pea seeds. How are yours looking? They looking good? Mine are they're about this big now, so I think they're about ready for me to pinch out.
Mine are looking round and.
The seeds, shut up.
I've not planted mine yet, but there's still time. There's still time.
Get them planted.
Yeah, mine are like round and hard in a packet, looking great.
Mine have grown to about this height, and what was it, 3 weeks ago I planted them, so, you know, it's great. Anyway,
I am going to plant mine, and you've made me feel guilty now.
Get them planted
I'll
this
do it
week.
next week. Yeah, actually, it'll only take 5 minutes.
It doesn't take long.
I have planted up quite a few plug plants, bedding plants, though.
Have you?
Yeah, and I've planted up. My dahlias.
Dahlias?
Yeah.
34 dahlias I've got planted.
I haven't got that many.
I can see 5 shoots at the moment. Out of the 34, 5 of them have got shoots coming up.
And I've planted lots of begonias.
Did you?
Loads.
Oh, my begonias are looking great, getting little growth from those as well.
So it's all happening. Right, just quickly, there's a lot to do in the garden.
Yes.
You really need to order your compost today, and think about everything you need to do if you're planting up bare roots, summer bedding, you may be making a start on that, seeds, and we have got, look at this, 100 litres for $22.48 for club members, $24.98 if you're not. Postage is included, and we say it on every show, but this is our best-selling product at YouGarden. It's the compost that we use on our nursery whenever we're planting up roses, bare roots, repotting plants, house plants. So you imagine an 11-acre nursery, you imagine the millions of plants that we sell every year, and anything that we plant up and grow here, including things like our ready-made summer hanging baskets, will be coming out soon, all planted in this compost, because it is the best in our opinion. Really,
Absolutely,
it really is. Really
and not
is.
just our opinion either. You know, all of our regulars, you tell us on a regular basis how good this is. Over the years that we've been selling this compost, and it has been many years now, 20 years? Probably?
Not quite.
Close to.
But close to,
Yeah, it's got to be close to that.
And obviously the formulation has been perfected over that time as well.
Yeah,
really
so we have reduced and increased some of the content. So, for example, there is peat in here, 3 different types of peat. There's sphagnum moss peat, that is a renewable one, but the ones that aren't renewable, what we have done is reduce that content right down so that we're using the minimum amount for the maximum results. We've got 50% composted wood fibre in here. You can see that lovely fibrous material. What that does is create this lovely, light, airy texture. And when you look into, the importance of compost composition, the soil composition, it's so vitally important. The light, airy texture that allows for roots to be able to grow, to spread, to find, their path, to get hold of nutrients, to get hold of water. It allows them to breathe as well.
Yes,
Oxygen is so important to root development and growth. We've got slow-release fertiliser, loads of little green balls that you'll see within this compost.
There's loads, isn't it?
Dotted around all the way through.
And that actually is one of the most expensive ingredients in there, but it does feed the plants for up to 6 months.
Yes, and it's really important that they can get hold of feed as and when they need it.
Can you imagine when young plants are growing, they need that feed. They need those nutrients.
So they will just gradually break down and release into the compost so that your plants can get hold of them. We've got there's a pH buffer in here, so it puts the acidity and the alkaline level of the compost at just the right spot. It's the sweet spot basically for the majority of your plants to live in. Like 98% of everything you plant, whether that's house plants, whether it's pots, whether it's in your borders, your plant's going to live really happily in here. There are a few exceptions on the show today. Azaleas, for example, rhododendrons. We've got blueberries, camellia. They do want a little bit of ericaceous, and we do have that on the website if you need it.
But it's only really acid-loving plants would not be suitable.
Everything else is going to love it in here.
And the one that I like the wetting agent in here, because I plant up at least 25 hanging baskets every year, sometimes more. And there is nothing more frustrating when a hanging basket dries out, you go to water it, and all the water just pours over you and goes nowhere near the basket. It's like, especially when you've got 25 to water, it's like, oh. Whereas this has got a wetting agent, so basically if the compost is dry, the water sticks to the compost. So you don't get that overflow. And that is important on a hot summer's day. You really need that. So a brilliant formulation. We take all the hassle out of buying compost. You don't have to go to a garden centre, look compost in a trolley, get it in your car. We deliver it free of charge. And bear in mind the price. If you're just buying compost today, and you want to do your compost as a separate order from your main order, you will get your Sarah Bernhardt peony with your compost worth $9.99.
Yeah, so if you take £10 off the price of that,
it's amazing.
Because of your free gift, it really does make this compost incredible value for money. But it's not about getting the cheapest possible compost. This is absolutely about getting the best compost for your plants. If you're buying some of our more expensive items, you definitely don't want to risk the health, the well-being, the future life of those plants. You want to feed it the best. It's the same. It's our 5 a day. We need our 5 a day. We need our vitamins. We need our minerals. If we lived off junk food, off fast food, all day, every day, we wouldn't be happy. We wouldn't be healthy. It's exactly the same for your plants. This compost is your plants' 5 a day.
It really is. And I hope you get it today. Well, we've got such a great free gift as well. 100 125. And don't forget, always use that offer code YGTV1124. Good morning, everybody, by the way. Yes, welcome to YouGarden TV. Bex and Sean here today. I'm Sean, by the way. That's Bex. Where have I been? I took Sunday off because it was Mother's Day, and I was in London as well. And then we also have shows on QVC. Yes. Yes. So
so we've been busy doing those.
Yes. I'm there at the weekend. Bex is there next week, aren't you?
I am. When am I doing? Wednesday next week.
Yeah. But we. I don't need. Are you sure I do Wednesday? But we love it when we're together. But when we're not here, you still get great garden experts and great presenters.
Absolutely.
It's got a lovely team. And Stu's always here. He's head of technical.
Stu's always
he never
in the
leaves.
shed.
We lock him in that shed when we're finished, and he stays there. Right. We've got 7. Is it 7 of these remaining?
Yeah, so it's a double-up deal, so only 3 people can get the double-up deal, I'm afraid.
Wow, and they're not coming back. Now, I know this is not the type of show where we like to rush you, because a lot of you watch the whole show and then order afterwards, and that is fine. Yeah. But if you want these, then you do need to order them now. And you might be thinking, actually, I want 3 pairs of those. I'd like 6. I'd like them all to match. But you need to do it now, and I really mean that. So it's the last call for the Tuscany planters.
Oh, that's pretty.
If you're watching this on repeat, you won't get them, because obviously people stream the show later. But amazing value. That's all I'm going to say. So every single one of you that's watching on YouTube, Facebook, on our website, if you want the Tuscanys, they're not coming back. $11.99 for one, or 2 for $14.99. That looks good with the Forsythia, doesn't it?
With the Forsythia, the black and yellow.
Yeah.
That's why I just brought that forward, because that looks pretty.
I'm with you on that. I'm not as keen on that, Bex. Is it just me? Sorry.
No, I like that one.
No, that's nice.
It's dead classy, that. I tell you what will look good in that one.
We all have different tastes, and don't necessarily listen to me.
I think the ceanothus in that one.
In fact, my mum's used to be in that pot. She's put it in the border now, but yeah, I like that.
Yeah, the ceanothus in there would look really nice. Also, I think what would look beautiful in here...
Stunning.
...is our Kojo no Mai.
Yeah.
I think that's really pretty.
These have been great this year, haven't they? The
Kojo no Mai.
Yeah,
really good, yeah.
I mean, they're good every year, but I don't know, this year they seem really, really good.
So pretty.
But yeah, if you want the box of planters, it's a buy one, get one free. It's $14.99 for 2.
Yeah, and do you know what? I think if you are, loads of things will work in here. The Kojo no Mai, summer birding. There's lots of things that will work in here. But the fact that they've got that lovely topiary design on the front, I think it really does lend itself to having one of our beautiful standards in there, because that mirrors the pattern on the front. But you don't have to at all. There's plenty of things that will work. In fact, I think a lot of things will work in here.
I mean, just your mixed summer bedding would look great.
Totally, totally. I quite like the mirroring of that with the pattern on the front. Quite like it.
Oh, I do love gardening, don't you?
I do love gardening.
Anyway, last call for those. They're not coming back. I don't know why, but we're not going to be able to get any more of those. And it is a buy one, get one free at $14.99. They're normally $18.99 each, so to get 2 you'd normally be paying the best part of £38. 2 today, last call for them at $14.99. And again, do use that offer code YGTV1124.
Yes, drainage holes are in the bottom as well, so you don't have to drill them. Just wanted to point that out because I find it really annoying when you buy a pot and you've got to make the holes yourself.
I know. I hate
frustrating.
I'm not somebody that gets excited about getting the drill out. I was like, oh, do I have to do that? Right, the Forsythia we mentioned, Stu's the opposite. He's like, oh, power tools.
My son got excited yesterday because he broke the slats on his bed. Stupid.
Did he stand on it?
Jumping about on his bed. So he broke the slats, so we had to get the drill out, and he was like, oh. Imagine a 12-year-old boy, so excited.
We don't recommend that.
Obviously he was supervised.
Yes, exactly.
He was supervised.
He was, yes.
He was very excited.
The Forsythia. Do you know, I remember as a child, we had one of these outside our front window in our first home, and I just thought it was magical.
It is magical.
I just remember as a child being fascinated by this mass of bright yellow. And even sometimes, because these flower in kind of March, and even sometimes it would snow in March, you know, but I still remember like the snow melting and still seeing this wonderful blaze of yellow. It's such I always think yellow is such a happy colour.
It
but
is.
This almost glows, it's so bright, isn't it?
I think it's really one of the standout plants, isn't it, at this time of year, because you go for your walks, you go for your drive around, and you're looking at some bare borders. There's shoots starting to come, there's buds starting to appear, but a lot of plants are still bare. Forsythia really does stand out at the moment, doesn't it? Nice growth to it, these sort of upright growth that you get on the branches, but then those bright yellow that cover the bare branches. It is absolutely stunning.
And I love plants that flower before the leaves appear.
I do.
Like the Cogonome, the Magnolia, and of course the Forsythia. What makes this really special, it has been grafted as a standard. Again, I've really realised working at YouGarden with Bex, we do some fantastic standards that are unusual, and very experienced grafters have grafted the top on this long 90 centimetre stem, so you get a lovely different shape to the Forsythia.
Yeah.
I mean, when they grow naturally, they grow, in a reasonable fashion. But when you get them on the stem, it just makes it a lot more dramatic.
It is. It's totally dramatic. A firework display. Very easy to grow as well. Very little you need to do to them. Incredibly reliable. Has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, which means it's a proven performer in our gardens. As far as care and attention is concerned, you might want to give it a little prune after flowering to encourage that new growth to come through. After the flowers, you get the lovely green foliage on there, so it's attractive for the majority of the year. It drops its leaves, and then you get that bright yellow colour again every sort of, and it's early.
It is
spring, but actually it's late winter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Normally sort of February time.
£29.99. Don't forget postage. If you spend over £40, postage is free. If you spend under £40, you pay one postage per order. Right.
Are we going to one of my favourites, or are we going to the far end?
Look, I could just tell that Bex was desperate to get to her femme fatale.
Yes.
I'm still trying to find like a butch male plant I can talk about, because this is called femme fatale. Wow. Let me think. What can we have to go with this?
Don't know.
Well, I'll have a think. You talk about this.
Find himself a butch plant. I am in love with. I'm in love with camellia in general. To be honest with you, I've really sort of woken up to camellia. But this one in particular, I am so very fascinated with. I just love. Look at that gorgeous flower. Look at how sturdy the flower is as well. Look at how petalicious that flower is. It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? And
that is, I have to say, Bex, you're right about this one.
Just tucked behind there. There's another flower bud there, just waiting to flower behind it.
I've got a camellia just coming into flower in my garden right now. It's a white one, but it's nowhere near as spectacular as
I
this.
think it's completely spectacular.
Isn't it?
And the fact that this is a really long-lived perennial plant, decades you will have camellia for. Honestly, 50, 60 years probably camellia can live for. And it is, so the leaves are big, they're glossy, they're evergreen, so you've always got this beautiful look on there.
Camellias never look bad in the winter, do they?
Never look bad. They never seem to suffer. They don't seem to get any problem with frost or anything like that. They always look amazing. And then this display, this spectacular display of flowers that you get, and so many of them as well. Stu, do you have the picture of my mum's camellia that she sent in? I know it's a different variety, but I just wanted to show you because
your
the
mum's must
amount
have
of
had that
flowers.
quite a few years.
I did ask her, and I don't think she told me.
Because they're fairly moderate growing. They're not.
They don't take
rampant.
over. No, but she said. So we say about 1.20 m, but actually hers is taller than the fence. It's a good 6 foot height. But it's the amount of flowers that you get on there, and then all of these buds waiting to come through, and they're early flowers as well, which February time, these can start flowering. And if you think what's happening in your garden in February, there's very little going on. You might have a few snowdrops go in, you might have a forsythia, but there's not a lot of other things going on. To have the extravagant display of flowers that you get from a camellia, I think is unmistakable.
It really is a beauty, this one.
Total.
If I was a camellia, if you were
I'd want to be a femme fatale.
Yeah. Oh, I know what we've got coming up. On the manly department.
Okay, what's that?
Yeah, we've got a blokey buddleia.
A blokey buddleia?
A blokey buddleia.
Okay. Well, I want to see your
I've just made that up. I've just made that up, by the way. So Bex has got her femme fatale camellia. Here I am, blokey buddleia.
I do love that. It's just so
but it is a lovely. I mean, jokes apart, but it is a very beautiful feminine flower on here. It's gorgeous. I love that, Bex. Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
I know we had a few people buying their camellia femme fatale yesterday, so I'm really pleased you've got
I think a
hold
lot
of
of people have been following the journey of this, because we had it on a few weeks ago and it was just in bud. And I'll be honest, I think a few of us couldn't quite see how beautiful this was, and now it's opened up. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I get what Bex is going on about with the femme fatale."
Well, a few people have sent pictures in of their camellias. Unfortunately, we can't show my mum's one; it's not working for some reason. But if you've got a camellia, please send us a picture of your camellia. I know a few of you already have, but I would be thrilled to see your camellias.
No, it does love an acid soil again.
It does, slightly acidic. I don't think it needs full ericaceous, does it? Mix a bit in. It will definitely help it.
If a camellia ever looks a little bit sick and goes a bit yellow, it's probably just needs a bit of an ericaceous feed.
Yeah.
Especially, I've got a few in pots, and now and again I just haven't really bothered with them enough and not fed them with an ericaceous feed. So just keep your eye on them if they are in pots. Top them up with a bit of ericaceous compost or feed every now and again.
Yeah.
That is a stunner, Bex.
Total stunner.
We love the femme fatale, and check out the blokey buddleia coming up soon.
I need to place my order. I still haven't ordered it. So
have you not?
No, but I will do. I will. I was waiting to get paid. I get paid this week, so I can place my order.
We're all the same, aren't we? It's not like, you put your list together.
That's it. I've got my list. It's all good. It's all good.
But that is a stunner, absolute stunner. Right, so Kojo no Mate is coming up next. Do you know what? I was getting ready for YouGarden this morning, and I've got one of these just near where my car's parked.
You've got the standard, haven't you? You've got the standard version, yeah.
And do you know what? And I've just missed it, but this massive bee was just right in.
Having a lovely time.
It was so happy, you could tell. And I just as I got my phone out, it flew off, it had enough. But I thought, how lovely to see these early pollinators in the garden. But at this time of year, is just a mass of the most delightful blossom, isn't it?
Totally.
So beautiful. In fact, Lynn, one of my friends from the garden club, came round to pick some stuff up yesterday. And the first thing she said was like, "Oh my word, what's that?"
Yeah.
I said, "Do you not watch the show, Lynn? That's the Kojo no Mate." It's absolutely beautiful. And I love, again, the fact that all of this blossom has come out before the leaves.
Yeah, I think there's lots to say about the Kojo no Mate, because obviously I think, this is probably when it's at its most stunning. This is when it's at its most beautiful. And it is a mass of these, oh my word, look at that.
Stu went out and about. Look at them all.
Yeah, they're so pretty.
And the reason why I sometimes show you our nursery and how the plants are laid out, because it gives you an idea of how even the stock is. When I say even, every one of these is in perfect condition. They're all of a very similar size.
Yeah.
They're all covered in this amazing blossom. And what I love about Kojo no Mate is after the blossom, you get all these really lovely, pretty leaves.
Yeah.
But then in autumn, don't they change to wonderful colour?
Well, you get a lovely blaze of colour from the leaves.
Yeah.
Lovely fiery display. But what I really enjoy about this, even though this is where we're saying it's probably at its most beautiful, I actually love it when it's naked.
Yes.
And you can sort of see it here, for example.
Not many of us can say that, Bex.
No, not many of us can at all. There is a lovely kind of zigzag nature to the branches on here. A lot of deciduous plants, they just look like twigs, and we don't really look at them. They're not that interesting. But even when this is naked over those winter months, it's pretty. Yeah, it's lovely zigzag nature to it. It's got a bit of an ancient quality to it. It's definitely got a bonsai feel to it. I'm a big fan of bonsai. I'm doing a bonsai this year. I've got my lovely bonsai.
I saw it, didn't I?
Yeah, it's lovely. So it looks beautiful when it's naked, and then you get this mass of beautiful flowers as well.
Relatively slow growing. Mine only goes about 10 to 20 centimetres a year, if
Yeah,
that.
it's very slow growing, and that's wonderful if you've got smaller spaces in your gardens. The bush can get to 2.5 metres, but it's going to take 10, 20 years to get to that sort of size.
And it does love a sunny spot and a well-drained soil as well.
Yes.
But great in pots, lovely in pots.
Lovely in pots. Mine's in a pot, and it is beautiful in there. Only because if I ever move, I definitely don't want to leave that behind.
Do you know, I was at my mum's yesterday, and some of the flowers that she got for Mother's Day that my brother had bought her, they'd already bought these like hundreds of daffodils.
Yes.
Do you know what was really sad? Like
Already gone.
Yeah. I was like taking out the dead ones for her. And it's sad. I mean, they look lovely on Mother's Day, so it's great. But already, and we're into, it was Tuesday yesterday, wasn't it? No, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
But how many days is that? They arrived Saturday, to be fair. So like 4 or 5 days.
4 days, yeah.
If you'd have bought your mum that for Mother's Day, the pleasure that she'd get for years.
For years.
But
well,
treat
this is
yourself
what
to
I
that.
did this year. I mean, I didn't get her a coat, you know me. I got the, the Salix on the Salix,
yeah.
the Cirillo, the standard.
Yeah.
I got one of those because I said, you know what, I'm not buying you a bunch of flowers. You're going to get a week out of them. This you can have forever.
And the price around Mother's Day was ridiculous, wasn't it?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's honestly, it's one of our joint recommendations. It's an absolute winner.
Well, we've both got it, so
we have.
It's a definite winner.
And if you haven't got it, that's something I would definitely recommend.
It's only $14.99, which is bizarre because often we will talk to you about. I mean, you talk about it a lot actually. When something is at its peak, when it's at its peak beauty, you walk into a garden centre, like rhododendrons in April. You walk in, they'll put them right at the entrance because they look amazing, and that's where they charge full price.
And I'll be honest, when I first got a decent job and actually had a salary coming in, because I lived in London, was really poor for many years. It really was, like hand to mouth kind of thing. But when I first got a decent job and I got my own house, I would do that. I'd go to garden centre and think, I can afford that. I just buy it. But it was ridiculous, and it was such a waste. And also, when you buy something in full bloom, you've
missed the best.
You have.
You have.
So
this is bizarre that this is currently at its most beautiful, and we've taken £10 off it.
Yeah, I know.
Let's not question it.
But and they do look nice in pots, as we mentioned. They look great in the boxwoods, but maybe a few of those. Right, something else. You've got this. And
I've got this.
Sorry, I know we said it, but we generally have got this. I've got an Ericaceous border, and I've got several of these.
Yeah, they're beautiful. The star style.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember seeing them. It was Peter, our head gardener, introduced us both to these a couple of years ago now, and we'd just never seen an azalea like it, had we?
It was the result of it was 8-year breeding program to get it to look like this, and it is absolutely incredible. You get these lovely, very distinctive sort of star-shaped flowers on here. But what I really enjoy is the combination of the foliage and the flowers, because they're quite similar. You get lovely long leaves on here.
Very unusual azalea,
and then
isn't
these
it?
beautiful bright pink blossoms that appear, and you get them a couple of times as well. So it blooms profusely in spring, but then it will also bloom again later on in the summer, sort of late summer, early autumn.
And as we were saying earlier, azaleas, they are evergreen.
Look at that.
That's how it looks.
Yeah.
And honestly, when it is fully in bloom, it just pops. It's a really... If you love bright colours, this is one to go for. And interesting enough, when you've got really bright colours in your garden, they actually... I know with my mum's partially sighted, but when we put bright colours at the back, it kind of makes the back of the garden come forward, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So bright colours, something like this, you see it so clearly.
Absolutely, yeah. I've got mine in a pot at the front of the house, actually. My kid destroyed part of it with his basketball. But do you know what? It's growing beautifully, even though the basketball hit it a few times. It's winter hardy. It's very easy to grow. There's very little that we need to do to it. You don't even really need to massively prune this at all.
No, I've never touched mine.
No,
actually.
I haven't touched it. It grows in a nice, neat shape, and it doesn't get massive either. So it can spread a little bit, so it can grow to probably about 40 centimetres height, and it can almost double that in its spread. So it's wonderful actually to place into borders as well.
In fact, when I think about where mine is, it is really good ground cover.
Yeah, excellent. But it doesn't get stupidly high, which I quite like, particularly if you're placing it into borders.
By the way, a lot of you are ordering today, but that free gift.
I think that's got to be a big part of it.
Yeah. We were talking, well, we chatted on the phone, not chatted, we were texting, weren't we?
Yeah.
WhatsApping, and we were both saying, what a great free gift that is this week.
It's an incredible
And a
free
lot of
gift.
you are placing several orders. I mean, say if you want some compost, just place your compost as a separate order and you get an extra free gift. What do we need to do, Bex, to get the free gift?
You always need to enter the magic key code. It's on the screen, YGTV1124. The code does change on a weekly basis, so do make sure you're using the most recent code.
Yes.
This week's is 1124. Really, really important to unlock your free gift. Free postage over 40, buy one, get one free, double up deals, and anything that's got a saving on it. If you don't enter the code, you won't get any of those, I'm afraid.
No. And some codes, sometimes you can use them a little bit later on. It just depends.
So you can use the last 2 to 3 weeks, but if the shows are no longer available on the website, it means that code has gone.
Now, if you want, say, several of the Sarah Bernhardt peonies, just place several separate orders.
Was that what I heard Neil was doing?
A lot of people have been.
Oh, Neil's using last week's code to get a specific deal from last week.
You regulars,
Clever, Neil, you know.
You know what you're doing.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah, but a lot of people are ordering separate orders of compost today.
Yeah,
which
that's
makes
got
sense.
postage included.
Yeah, so you don't miss out. You're not paying P&P twice because compost is free P&P. But that free gift is going very quickly today, just to let you know. That's amazing, isn't it? Right, there's Tuscany planters. How many left, Bex?
2 orders left, so that means there's 4 left.
Yeah, so if you want them...
Actually, there's 5, isn't there? But it's only 2 as a double up.
We're confusing you now, aren't we?
Yeah, sorry. There's 2 people. If you want the Tuscany planters, you can get them if you place your order now.
One person can buy the last 5 and then they're gone. Right, we're going to move on to... There they are. So they are not coming back. I cannot emphasise that enough.
And ignore the 5-litre pot bit. It should say 30-litre pot. Something weird has happened with the graphics. It's not a 5-litre pot. It is a 30-litre pot.
5 by 6.
It's a big
5 times 6. That makes 30.
There you go. We'll just say it's that.
But they're lovely. They're not coming back, sadly. Right, I've got about 70 begonias. I have
because you've got the pub garden, your garden, your mum's garden,
and I am.
How many have I got?
Sometimes I wish there were more hours in the day. You know, I think we all think that sometimes. But the reason I grow so many begonias every year is because they are easy, and it's a weather resistancy for me. With climate change, you never know what you're getting. Every year is different.
Yes, absolutely.
We had the hottest February and the wettest February on record, and I think every year we're getting these new records, aren't we?
Yes.
Driest period, hottest period, coldest period, it's wettest. Begonias, they are not interested in that.
No,
they are not. They're like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's really wet. I mean, I'll be honest, my pansies have been awful this year.
Yeah, mine haven't done because they're so wet.
So they get all the fungal diseases.
Yeah, like mildew and black spot and stuff.
The primroses and primroses have been fine. The point we're making is it doesn't matter with begonias. If it's a wet summer, they'll stand up to that rain. They won't just fall to pieces. If it's dry, they won't suddenly... I mean, obviously, you need to keep them fairly well watered, but if it's dry for a day, they won't suddenly go,
no.
Oh, you didn't water me, so I'm done with you. They don't mind shade. I've got one part of the pub that's a bit shady, one sunny. It doesn't matter. So if it's a cloudy, dull summer, they'll still thrive. So they just, I call them warriors in the garden.
Total
They're just so
warriors,
good.
yeah, really hard working, and as you say, don't mind all of these different weather conditions or light conditions or all the rest of it. This particular mix I enjoy because it's the Fimbriata mix. So it looks like somebody's taken pinking shears to the edge of the petals here and created that beautiful ruffled edges, and so many petals that you're getting here as well. Really full, look, they look like carnations, don't they?
They do.
Beautiful carnation flowers, carnation-like flowers.
I think all begonias, generally speaking, many varieties are wonderful in terms of the structure of the flowers and how full they are, but you're right, that Fimbriata, those edges make it really special.
I think they're super interesting, and a beautiful, bright and bold colour mix.
Yeah.
You know, the begonia apricot shades, absolutely adore them, customer favourite, love that apricot colour. But these are bright, they're bold, they're bright yellow, bright red, bright pink, and I love that mixture altogether. Just
quickly, if you've never planted begonias as tubers, it is easy. This is how they arrive. They kind of bowl shaped. So one side's concave, one side's convex. You might be thinking, hang on, Sean, I've not been at school for 40 years. I get a concave, convex. Innie and outie.
It looks like a little bird's nest. So you want the domed bit at the bottom, You see that little hairy bit at the bottom, and then the bit that goes in, that's where the shoots. You can see the little eyes at the top, which is where the shoots are going to come from, just like our ginger lily.
The odd tuber you sometimes get, and it's flat, and you're thinking, hang on, which is the top, which is the bottom. The other thing to look out for is the rough side is the bottom, because that's where the roots are. So the rough side is generally always the bottom as well. And all you do, get a seed tray, put a couple of inches of compost in it, pop these in. I'll put about 10 in a seed tray, and then give it a very light sprinkle of compost. Don't bury them, but just literally a little bit over the top. Give them water, put them in a nice, bright, warm position, and you start to get shoots within a few weeks. And ours are just coming. So mine they're only about, I don't know.
Oh, tiny.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got one that's a little bit bigger, but yeah, you can just see them. And I had a little look this morning. This morning, I went into the conservatory. I moved a bit of the compost so I could have a look. But yeah, I can see the shoots where it hadn't poked out through the compost. I just moved it, and I can see them there. So I've got, you know, we're reaching the magical time right now.
We are.
The days are getting longer. It's getting warmer, up to 16 degrees today near where we are. So this is the magical time. This is where the plants absolutely are going to burst into life.
And you can put them outside once there's no danger of frost, basically. But it is getting warm. Have you noticed? No gilets.
I know, and I'm actually feeling a bit warm in the jumper. I might have to start putting the shirts back on.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely. Spring is finally here. And the great thing is, at the end of the season, these will flower May, June, all the way through to the first frost, really.
October, November.
Yeah, and then if you want to keep the tubers, just dig them up, store them in a cool, dry place, frost-free, and they'll come back bigger and better year after year.
Yeah, I'm going to do that this year, because I didn't do it last year with my begonias, so I've started afresh this year, but I'm definitely going to do that this year with them.
And don't forget, postage-wise, you only pay one postage per order, but if you get your order to over £40, you've got free delivery on everything, which is brilliant. Do love those. I've planted, say, 70 begonias. I haven't got those yet, but I'm getting those.
Yeah, no,
they're on the list.
I can't add any more. I would love to. I think they're gorgeous, but I've got my heaven sent, and I've got my Belgian trailing, and I've got to stop. I've got to stop at some point.
Until you move and get a bigger garden.
Until I move and get a bigger garden.
Right. Simon said, good to see me back. Thank you, Simon.
We're the favourite combo. That's very nice of you to say. Thank you so much.
I love watching I've got to say, but I must admit, I feel very at home with Bex, because we've known each other 20 years, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would never believe it, would you?
Yeah.
I was 6 when we first met.
Yeah.
26.
We've known each other 20 years.
26.
But no, we love being back. It's just say sometimes, unfortunately, we can't be here every time together.
No, but we're trying to do as many as we can,
We are. We're here together not this Sunday, the week after, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got a
so
couple of
you're
Sundays.
at QVC this Sunday. I'm here. I'm back with Adam on Sunday. We had a lovely show yesterday. Love working with Adam, so that's great. Next Wednesday, we've got an actual real special appearance, because you're here. I'm not. I'm at QVC on Wednesday. But you're here with Dave the Plant Man, aren't you?
Yeah.
If you're on Instagram...
He's big.
Have a little look at Dave the Plant Man, because he's quite fun. Interesting fact is how he ends all his videos.
Yeah, and he really knows his roses.
Stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah,
really
so
knows
it's a really special show. It's going to be more of a informative show, so we're just going to be giving you loads of help and information, just to chat, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Thursday, we've got another one that's actually...
Are we allowed to say who it is?
Are we allowed to say? So we were planning it a little while ago, but it unfortunately had to get rescheduled, but it's going to happen next Thursday. Neither me or Sean are here next Thursday.
We'll be watching.
But you do have the head gardener, Peter McDermott, and Greg Wallace. The Greg Wallace.
Yeah.
You know him off the telly.
The one that's properly famous?
The one that's properly famous. Does the cooking shows. You know,
yeah, that's going to be fun, because he's really nice, this Greg, isn't he?
I want to meet him. I want to come in and say hello, but I'm not allowed.
No. We can watch together from home.
We'll watch together from home, absolutely. So some exciting stuff happening next week.
Yeah, so loads, and just check our schedule, because there's so many extra shows happening, and so lots of brand new shows. So
if you keep an eye on our Facebook and Instagram pages, I'm sure Stu will put the details up on the bottom of the screen. If you give us a little like and follow on our Facebook and Instagrams, we do always try and keep you updated with anything that's happening. Yeah. So if we do change anything, or there's any new shows coming up, we will definitely do our best to keep you informed.
And I didn't have time this morning, but I'll put a post on tonight. But we had Nick Bailey from Gardener's World, where he's obviously a fantastic garden designer and author. He was at our garden club last night, so I'll share some pictures. If you ever thought, what does Sean's garden club members look like?
It's a mix, isn't it? You've got a big mix in there.
But we had a brilliant evening. He was so great actually.
Yeah.
But I'll put some pictures up tonight on Sean Ryan, presenter and Plan Man. But I do more on Facebook, but I also do the odd bit on Instagram as well. In fact, I have made a really funny video of my cat Teddy. I cut my pampers off.
Oh, I saw that. You posted that a while ago, didn't you?
I did a video I haven't posted yet, but I
Oh, when it was a cat toy, and he's chasing after it. I'll post that. I want to see
like
it.
this. So yeah, anyway, and Bex, you put some great videos on, don't you?
I'm doing my best. It's
do
finding
lots-
the time, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
but
finding
you
the
do lots on
time.
Instagram, and I love them.
I do try. But yeah, that's me,
Yeah.
Rebecca Bex Edwards on Facebook, or Bex Edwards My Garden on Instagram. So do follow us on there, not just because we want you to follow us. I mean, we do, but also because we will keep you informed of anything that's going on.
No, we always post about what shows we're on, generally speaking,
Yeah, we
don't
do try.
Right, we have got one final brilliant deal over this side of the studio.
Really
I
popular.
could not believe this actually. 5 for £9.99. But you can double up and go for 10 for £14.98. That works out less than £1.50 a geranium. And I know you are a massive fan of perennial geraniums.
Love them.
I am.
Love them. Absolutely love them for a few different reasons. First of all, incredibly low maintenance.
Yes.
Second of all, really long flowering. So probably about end of May, early June, sometime around there, depending on where you are, obviously.
Yeah, I think mine started about the first week in June last year.
Yeah, it's about June normally,
June,
isn't it?
July, August, September. And mine went into November.
Into November.
Yeah.
So we are talking a good 5-6 months of flowers for something that you have to do very little for. And they're great at ground cover, aren't they? Because they spread and they meander slightly. So if you've got gaps in borders, these are fantastic to place into those gaps because you get something that's easy to look after, that flowers for ages, but also keeps away those pesky weeds.
One thing I've learned with my garden is that I want it to look great for as many days of the year as it can.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You really do, don't you? You want to walk out, if you could, walk out into your garden any day of the year and look at it and think, oh, my garden's beautiful. Everyone would want that, wouldn't they?
Yeah, totally.
But it is about selecting the plants that will work the hardest sometimes, and these will. They will flower
Hard working.
all summer long. They're hard working.
Yeah. Just like us, apparently. There's one Tuscany
Just
left.
one.
Just one.
But so get the geraniums if you want the Tuscany really quick. But they are hard working.
Yeah.
I did not deadhead mine last year.
No, I mean, we do recommend that you are supposed to. Apparently it will help to encourage more blooms to come through, but I never felt the need to because I always felt that there was plenty of blooms on there. Yeah. But hey, maybe we should deadhead them this year and see if it makes even more of a difference. But they do just flower, and bees and butterflies and things absolutely adore them. They're incredibly wildlife friendly.
Recommend them highly enough. That is an amazing deal. Right, just quickly, because I know some of you lovely gardening friends out there may not have planted a bare root. And I never used to. Bex never used to. I'd always buy a plant in a pot. But do you know what? If you want to save money...
Yeah, bare roots are the best way, aren't they?
And not only save money, you often get a far better plant if you start it as a bare root. You know, you buy a geranium, and we will be selling them in summer. You buy it fully established in the pot. Sometimes the moment you take it out of the pot and put it in the border, it has a bit of a panic and goes like, oh, what are you doing to me? I've moved house, I'm not sure yet. You start these as a bare root, so you're starting with the right foundation. Look at these, actually.
Yeah, and look, you've got shoots coming off, so it's really obvious which way round these are going to be planted as well. Don't worry too much if you don't know. I mean, just plant them on their side if you're not sure, because they will find their way. But you can actually see the shoots coming out here. So yeah, it's a really good way. As Sean said, it establishes better quicker, because you haven't got that shock of transplanting it. It's starting its life in its place that it's going into. But the beautiful thing about...
They're really healthy.
They're so healthy.
Oh, they're good.
Sometimes when we're planting bare roots and perennials, what we're saying is, you know, it needs a little bit of time to establish. Don't expect too much in its first year. It'll get better, you know, year 2 onwards. Actually, with geraniums, they're really fast growing. So you get amazing displays first year onwards.
Particularly plant that. And don't worry, you know, they are fully winter hardy. I know it's warmed up anyway, fully winter hardy.
Yeah,
the only thing with any bare root, the main thing you need to do is give it a good soak before you plant it.
Yeah, and also get on to doing it as soon as possible.
Yes.
This isn't like a pack of bulbs that you can leave on the side for weeks on end. You do, because they're moist already. They're sent to you in moist soil, so you do need to get them planted as soon as possible. You don't want them to dry out too much. These are really good quality. More geraniums, actually, because they're really good. Yeah. They're fantastic at filling gaps in borders.
And all the
colour mix.
Instructions, I mean, my eyes are not as young as they were, but I can read that really clearly. So it's all got bleed. I can. I'm like, oh, I can read that. No glasses. But it does give you the planting depth and the planting width on there as well. 2 to 4 inches depth, it should say. Does it say that? Let me just check. He says he can read it. Yeah, 2 inches planting depth.
Can you?
I was in the wrong light. Can you read it? No, you're no better.
Shush, shush.
Look at that.
Planting depth 1 to 2 inches, plant spacing 2 to 4 inches.
Yeah.
It's when you can't get it far enough away.
Yeah,
that's perfect right there.
It's when your arms are not long enough.
My arms are getting to the stage where they're not
But
long
you
enough.
always get the plant instructions on there.
It's my
I'll
arms
be
fault,
honest,
yeah.
I'd plant mine a bit further apart than 2 to 4 inches.
Yeah, I would as well.
Yeah.
Because they spread. I mean, they spread a good sort of 40, 50 centimetres.
Yeah. The only thing I would say when it comes to planting widths and things, if you want them to look really good in the first year, and then plant them closer together, you can always move them. These don't mind
they're
being
really
moved.
easy,
Yeah.
really easy.
Right.
We need to go back to my plant. In fact, I
What?
think we should call it the Bex.
Are we not going back to Blokey Budlier?
No, we're not going Blokey Budlier.
We haven't got a Blokey
We're going our
Budlier.
beautiful
Femme
camellia
fatale.
femme fatale. Stuart has found his pictures. He went out for a little wander in the nursery. Oh,
I mean,
look
that
at
is,
that.
That is a stunning flower, isn't it?
Can you see
Yeah.
how many buds there are on those plants there? Look at how
You need to get
amazing
your
they
order
are.
in this week, Bex.
I really do, don't
When do
I?
you get paid? Friday?
Friday. Friday get paid. They're so pretty.
They are. I mean, they're big as well, aren't they? The flowers.
They're so big.
That must be at close to 4 inches across.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
and so many petals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting it.
Wow.
I'm having it.
So that set has been really popular, actually. And all of you lovely club members, you will get that. Today, the discount price, £22.49. Haven't we got the best job in the world?
I think it
Haven't
is.
we? Just talk about these lovely plants.
Absolutely.
Be with you lovely people at home. And what is nice, just like you lovely viewers, we get to see plants that we haven't got. We get excited by new plants, new varieties, the mix. But that one does stand out. I've got a camellia just coming to bud in my garden. But
And I
it's
will
not
say,
as nice as that
I
one.
know it's in the higher end of the price points of the things that we bring you. I do appreciate
Still
that.
really good.
It's
Yeah.
still an amazing price, and we're still saving £10 on it. But I do want to just think about how long you'll have that for and how beautiful that
Yeah.
is. Long live perennial, decades you'll have out of it. I think £22.49 for club members. That's a really good price.
And it's going to look good all year round in terms of the foliage. That lovely glossy evergreen foliage as well.
So glad.
So,
you're
Elaine
getting
sent
that.
us a few pictures.
Oh, Elaine is in pots mode. This is
have a
her
look.
front garden.
She's
Yeah,
got
look, she's
loads
got all
of
our pots.
pots.
That's a heavy duty, the Torino. Oh, look. Okay, what have we got going in there? I can see some bulbs coming up. Tulips.
I love
my
the box-
tulips
box
are about
ones
to
at the back.
flower. They're about to come out. I'm excited because I planted loads of tulips.
Oh. It looks like your crocus have maybe just gone over and see some nice little daffodils
I
coming
like
through.
your little statues as well.
Yeah, great solar lights.
Love those
Yeah.
statues. I really need to get on it with the lighting in my garden. I'd really like to light it up, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, Stu's going to come and help me. Can you, Stu? I really want to get some lighting going on in my garden.
Yeah.
Because that looks really pretty, doesn't it, when you get it all lit
solar
up?
lights are great nowadays, though. They really are. Right. Just quickly, if you want to milk the system today,
I love it when he says milk the
if you
system.
want to cheat, no, it's not cheating.
It's not cheating.
No, it's not cheating.
You absolutely can do this. If
Yeah.
you want more than one Sarah Bernhardt peony, this is what Sean's going to tell you.
So, and you regulars know this, and we're really proud of you in terms of how you get the best value from the show. So a lot depends on the postage, because if you do spend over £40, you get free delivery. But the compost doesn't have any postage on it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to do a separate order of compost to get another free gift, you can do that. So I'll give you the details of the compost, and all you need to do is order it as a separate item, and you will get an extra Sarah Bernhardt bare root peony. Now we sell these at $9.99. And it is the most stunning peony. I mean, it's a breathtaker.
It is a breathtaker, yeah.
Several of you have done this, just placed a separate order for compost. It's a great way of getting an extra free gift. I love a freebie, don't you?
Love it.
I really do.
Nothing better than getting something free, is there?
Whenever I get a YouGarden order and the freebie's in there, and I went crazy with crocus last year. I mean, I remember one week I placed 8 separate orders and got 8 bags of crocus, and the pub garden looks amazing with crocus this year. But it's really nice, and quite often people plant in threes. So if you want 3 of those,
Yeah.
just place 3 separate orders. But the compost is a great one to go for separately, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, because it's got that postage included, and you might be wanting to multi-order on your compost. So place one order of compost to get your Sarah Bernhardt peony, and then place another order including your compost to get it over that £40 mark to get the free postage that way. And then you'll get 2 of your free gifts plus your free postage. There's so many ways you can work it if you just play around with your basket a little bit. That's where you can get the best deals.
And you do, because we broadcast directly from the nursery, from the potting shed, you do get some fantastic deals on the live shows, as many of you will know already.
Yes.
Bar compost is our best seller. We pot up everything that we grow in this compost, so bare roots. I think we've potted up 2,500 bare root hydrangeas recently, 150,000 roses. Our summer hanging baskets will be well on their way. There'll be, say, thousands of those coming in the near future. So it's the compost that YouGarden, as a very successful nursery business, is what they rely on. And it's our best-selling product with the highest ratings in terms of reviews as well. And very quickly, it's been a formulation that's been perfected over many years. Bex is just putting her hands in there. You can see the fibrous nature of this. 50% is composted wood fibre, and that gives it this lovely, even texture. It's not clumpy, it's not lumpy. You don't see big uncomposted twigs in there, and that allows the roots to really find their way through the compost to get the right water, the right nutrients, the right amount of oxygen, and it feels, when you put your hands in it, it just feels so good instantly.
You can't help but put your hands in it, honestly. No. Everybody that comes into the potting shed, gardener or not gardener, they cannot help but put their hands in it. There's something so soft and luxurious about it.
Now, we do put 3 different types of peat in here, light and dark peat. Some of those are renewable, like the sphagnum moss peat. We have obviously cut back on that to meet with environmental times and issues. And we do peat-free compost, but having that amount of peat in here, it does make the compost absolutely superb, doesn't it?
It really does, absolutely. It feeds our plant, it helps with the moisture content in there. The composted wood fibre really helps to retain the moisture. It helps with even water distribution too. There's so many ingredients, and what we have done over the years is really perfect that ingredients list. You know, the really composition of this has been perfected in order to give the best results.
So we only put the minimum amount of peat in there, but it does give the maximum results.
Totally.
You love well, you love finding the slow release fertiliser. But there's lots of it, these little green balls, and they will feed the plants for up to 6 months. I love the fact as well that you have got, as I mentioned earlier, a wetting agent. So if the compost does dry out, if we get a really hot summer and your basket dries out, when you re-water it, the water sticks to the compost and doesn't flow all over the side. And it's a perfect pH, this, for most plant specs, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've repotted all my houseplants in here because it's got this lovely light texture in there. So houseplants live in it beautifully. But everything that you're planting, really, if you're planting seeds, great texture for it. If you're planting the forsythia, if you're sending our fruit trees that we've got, basically what we say is anything from seeds through to trees and everything in between. You know, your summer bedding, your plug plants, you're growing on any of the little pro plugs, you're planting your sweet pea seeds. They will live a wonderful life in here. It has been formulated to be an all-round compost. It's taken the hard work out of deciding which compost to go for. You really don't need to. This is the one for them all.
And price-wise, we don't claim to be the cheapest.
No.
We do believe we're the best, but we don't claim to be the cheapest. However, when you look at the price, postage is included, which for weight like this is incredible.
Yeah.
Then you look at the club price, and I mean most of you are club members, and if you're not, we'll tell you how to join, but you can do it today, £5 for the entire year on auto renewal, £5, and that would give you a £2.50 discount today
just on one order of compost. If you're buying 2 lots of compost, you almost pay for your club membership in one order.
And then you get your free gift, which is worth $9.99. It's a stunning peony bare root. It's a really beautiful one, this one.
Everyone can find a space for this one.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we can find a space for the Sarah Bernhardt peony.
We both love peonies, but she's one of the most beautiful, isn't she?
Well, it was named after... So Sarah Bernhardt was a famous French actress who was actually renowned for her beauty, which I completely disagree with. We should not celebrate people just because of their beauty.
No.
However, I'll get off my soapbox. However, she is beautiful, isn't she?
Yeah, but she's a beautiful person inside and out.
There you go. Let's go with that.
But no, you're right. Look at that. Who would not love that peony in their garden?
I
love what you said earlier, Bex, that as these get more mature, and they can grow to about 1 metre by metre when fully mature,
yeah.
you'd have enough flowers to use them as cut flowers.
Oh, totally.
And you'd only need about 3 of those in a vase.
Even if you only if you only went for 1 of these, once this establishes, you'll have plenty of flowers to be able to use them as cut flowers. I love the idea of maybe having a couple of these, so one bush is used entirely for cut flowers, the other one, to enjoy the beauty outside. But I mean, she's just beautiful. Yeah. The colour, the amount of petals, it's definitely flamboyant, isn't it? I'm
going to be buying,
6 orders.
I'm going to place. I want lots of those.
Do you?
Yeah.
You've got the space, haven't you? So you'll be right.
Yeah. And I'm lucky. I've got a big garden, but I think there's too much lawn. Don't tell the other half. But
we're both going to do it. Both going to gradually just sneak into the lawn without letting them know.
Who needs lawn when you can have lovely beds and borders? No, I like lawn. I do. I like to have a nice lawn, but
yeah, but a smaller area of it.
Yeah, more beds and borders and more Sarah Bernhardt peonies. We're thinking. Right, what we've got coming up next, Bex?
I've got hydrangea. I've got some nandina. I've got a beautiful rose, Chandos Beauty. I've got some grow your own blueberries, strawberries. We've got summer bulb collection. We've got lots coming up.
So don't go anywhere. Keep those messages coming in. We'd love to hear from you. But let's remind you of some of the great items we've seen so far today on YouGarden TV. So this is the Kojo no Me. An absolute winner, this one, on so many different levels. Very easy to grow, just like it's a sunny spot, well-drained soil. Doesn't grow too big, maybe about 2 metres when fully mature. But would only grow about 10 to 20 centimetres on average a year. But this time of the year, March, you get thousands of these gorgeous blossom flowers. And they come out before the leaves, which makes it really attractive. I love it when that happens. Like a magnolia forsythia, because you just get to see so much more of the flowers. Then you get the lovely delicate leaves. They will turn a wonderful fiery red in autumn. And then even when it loses its leaves, you've got this lovely shape to the branches, a little bit like a bonsai, so it's really attractive all year round. And we had a little wander around the nursery. There's thousands of these, all grown beautifully, ready to go today. 510015. Don't forget, postage-wise, you only pay 1 postage per order, but if you spend over £40, you'll get free delivery as well. Now, lots of you have gone for your ginger lily today, and Bex and I are going to be ordering this as well. I love to have something really unusual growing in my garden every year, and this is it. Philip's ordered his, and he's just heard it's already been dispatched. That sounds good. Yes. So grow to about 1 metre high. I was surprised that they were winter hardy, because they don't look it. The leaves look a bit banana-ish, don't they? Banana plant-like, but they are winter hardy. But look at the actual flowers there. So if you've got a little area of your garden that you want to make look a little bit more exotic and tropical, this is definitely the one to go for. And if you go for 1 tube, it's £9.99, or you can double up and go for 2 for £14. Oh, hang on, no, I'm talking absolute rubbish. It's 2 for £9.99. The RRP's £14.99. That's even better. Well, God, definitely going to get those. Yeah, even better. I'm tempted to go for 6 and have 2 pots of 3, actually. Anyway, right, I'm in the mood for spending today. Didn't spend a lot last week, so now's the time. Right, Azalea Star Style. This is a very, very unique type of azalea. 8 years of breeding on this one. And it's unlike any azalea I've ever seen, actually. So the leaves are a lot thinner, narrower, and they perfectly mirror the type of flower that you get here. And it's a very bright flower on this one. It really kind of pops. It's this lovely kind of pinky magenta colour as well. You can get flowers in, I would say, really from now onwards. Azaleas are pretty early flowering, so March, April, May, depending on where you live. You often get a second burst with this one as well. Doesn't grow too tall, so only about 40 centimetres in terms of height, so it makes great kind of ground cover, but it will spread widthwise as well. So it really does stand out, that one. 511393. Then we've got an azalea collection called Encore. So these are a little bit smaller. They come in 8cm pots. 3 different colours on these. You get a pink, you get a red, and you get a sort of a creamy white as well. And the great thing is they're called Encore because, you know, when you're at a concert and you go, more, 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 and then the artist comes on and does an encore, and you go, yay, get one more song. Well, this is the same. You will get a second flourish of flowers on here. So we talk about making our gardens look better for longer. This is one to definitely go for if you want more colour for longer periods in your garden. Does like an acidic soil, so do mix in some ericaceous compost in the potting hole or in the pots if you're going to plant these in pots. And totally evergreen, of course. So you do get lovely foliage all year round. 5-1 to 5-8. Then we had our clematis. Oh, love these. So my mum's got these, and you get 3 different colours. So you get a red, that's a nubia there. The Olympia is the purple. That's what my mum's got actually. She's got the Olympia, and I think this is the one she's got, the Pompeii, which is like a blush pink. So what is lovely about these, they never grow too big. That's what's called the patio clematis, so it's ideal for a patio, a smaller garden. They'll only ever grow to, I would say, 60 centimetres to a metre, but they flower all summer long. A lot of clematis, you get a burst of flowers for a month or so, and that's your lot. These flower all summer long. And also, and Bex made a good point earlier about quite often when you've got a big clematis that's established, it goes to the top of the fence, then goes over, and all the flowers are in your neighbours. Not with these. So great for a smaller garden, great for pots and containers. Elaine that's watching, I can imagine these in some of your pots, Elaine. And they do flower pretty much all summer long. Great value today at £19.97, and that's 550 371. Really busy today, by the way. Thank you to everyone that's placing orders, but that free gift is definitely worth placing an order for today. Then we just saw the hardy geraniums. Love these, such hard workers. I love gardening, but I don't want to be a slave to my garden. And the great thing is, with things like our geraniums, there's a patio clematis, by the way, you saw that, growing really neatly at that trellis. But these are the geraniums, so very easy to grow. They come as really good quality bare roots. You want to plant them about 1 to 2 inches in terms of depth. You'll know how to plant them because the ones that we've just opened up, you can actually see where the new growth is coming. So what geraniums do, and these are the perennial geraniums, they're not like your bedding plant geranium that's just for one season. These will come back year after year. They do die down, so they have a little rest during the winter. They are what we call herbaceous. They'll die right down during the winter, and they will then bounce back. Mine are just coming to life now, so I've just got some green shoots coming through the ground now. They will flower pretty much all summer long, so May, June, into October, November. They're great ground cover plants, so they kind of spread and meander amongst other plants. They're so easy to grow, and the value, if you double up today, so if you go for 2 packs of these, it works out £1.50 a geranium. And this is a bare root that will flower really well in the first year. Some of the bare roots take a while to get established, not these. You will get some brilliant displays this year and for many years, if not decades to come. And that club price with 10% off is just £8.99. Right, we've still got loads coming up. The wisteria, you've got this one, haven't you?
Got this in the tower pot,
yes.
So that's coming up.
And I can see we've got...
Well, we've got 2 roses. So we've got the rose chandos, we've got the black baccara, which are both absolutely, I mean, the 2 of those together. But we've got the little grow your own as well. So we've got our Colossus strawberries.
They're the huge ones.
Blueberries, which is a beautiful collection. Love it because you've got an early, a mid and a late cropper. So it really extends that cropping season. Plus, we've got our beautiful hydrangea there as well, the bare roots.
Yeah, and the hydrangeas as bare roots. We've only just recently started selling hydrangeas as bare roots, and it makes the value incredible. And we did lots of trials last year with hydrangeas as bare roots,
yes,
and they did really, really well.
Very, very well.
So that is the weird thing with hydrangeas. They're sold in other countries like America's bare roots,
yeah, but not here.
Yeah. It's only a recent thing, but they are brilliant, honestly, and they're. They're the paniculata flowers, so really gorgeous, aren't they?
It's called Magical Matterhorn, that one.
It is.
Quite like it.
I like it. So that's all still to come. But we mentioned about our head gardener, Peter McDermott.
Yes. Knows his stuff, does our Peter?
He does know his stuff. I've learned a lot from him over the years.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, he's a great guy, very passionate about gardening. He's been in horticulture all his life, and here now to tell you about the mini orchard collection.
Plant a tree and improve the environment is the big message here. But these are fabulous because not only are you planting 3 trees in this case, but they're productive trees. So if you're going to plant a tree, is a great thing to do. Great for the environment, great for the world. Plant a fruit tree, great for your pocket, great for your health, because you're now going to save money. These will produce tens and tens of pounds of fruit in weight every year from the 3rd year onwards.
Wow.
A mature apple Braeburn could produce between 40 and 50 pounds of fruit in weight per season once it's fully mature. A Victoria plum, that picture of the Victoria plum you can see there.
Yeah.
I was actually, I don't think I took the picture, but I was there the day the pictures and the videos were taken. That was just in Cambridge, just north of Cambridge, in a little village called Cottenham. And they were astonishing, but you see the branches that are almost like cascading down there. That's the weight of the fruit doing that to them. And you, again, can pick 30, 40 or even 50 pounds of fruit from a mature Victoria plum. And then conference pear, which is the 3rd of these, you've got Braeburn apple, you've got conference pear, then you've got the beautiful, beautiful plum, but you've got all 3 of those included. But the pear is divine. That was a friend's hand, but in my garden. So that is a tree in my garden. God. Massively productive, and they'll live for 40, 50, even 60 years. This is a commercial grade fruit tree that's on a dwarfing rootstock. So you could grow this in a smaller garden. This is going to get to a couple of metres tall. You can prune it really easily. And the rule of thumb with pruning fruit trees is you summer prune for fruit. Who'd have thought you summer prune fruit trees? The professionals do. Summer prune for fruit, winter prune for growth. So if you want your tree to stop growing vigorously, and it's a fruit tree, prune it in the summer. If you want it to grow and grow in size and stature, winter pruning is the answer. So it couldn't be easier, but that's the rule of thumb. And this is Braeburn apple. So this will live for the next 50 or so years. Plant it in a sunny position. Plant it somewhere where there's plenty of airflow. The rule of thumb I always say is if you stand like this, go over there. Come on,
like
put
this,
your arm
yeah,
up like that. Okay, so I'm one tree. That's the closest the next tree needs to be. So I always think about 2 metres in a garden setting, and that allows plenty of light, plenty of airflow, plenty of sunshine. And you could plant these in a row, in a sunny position, all 3 of them together, about 6 foot or 2 metres apart. Yeah. You could live basically in a block of flats.
Yeah, you could, couldn't you?
You could have an external balcony area, and you can still grow your own apples, pears and plums, because the space you need is this. Yeah. And actually, at this time of year, you can put them right together, because they're dormant at this time of year. There are no leaves. It's only really from about March onwards, when they're coming into leaf and they're blossoming, you just need to give them a little bit more space to get around them and allow the pollinators in. But they are all self-fertile. So all 3 of these varieties will...
Brilliant.
So Braeburn will pollinate itself. Victoria will pollinate itself. Conference will pollinate itself. So you don't need to worry about, do I need a second apple? No, you don't. Do you need a second pear? No, you don't. Do you need a second plum? No, you don't. It's all fine. So they're compact. They're professional quality. They're grower quality. They're self-fertile. Great for pots, great for the garden.
And what's the maximum kind of height these going to grow, Peter?
Well, interestingly, if you grow them in pots, that slightly topiarizes them, slightly dwarfs them, if you like, so it will stop the growth. But left unchecked, they would eventually get to 2 metres, maybe 3 metres eventually. But
that's not huge, though, is
not
it?
really.
No.
But the way to stop that is just take out the leader. So this is the leader. This is known as the leader, this central stem, because what plants know up from down. They know what gravity is. Strange to think that, but they really do. So they have this thing called apical dominance. And apical dominance says there will always be one branch in any tree that is the leader. It's pointing to the sun, pointing to the sky, and opposing gravity. If you just get a pair of secateurs and at 45 degrees just take out the central leader, and then one of these other branches will eventually take over, and in 2 years do it again. And what happens when you take the leader out is you get all of this lovely feathering, all of these lovely side branches, and it's the side branches that give you the biggest crops of fruit.
Always good, isn't he?
So good.
Yes. And what an amazing deal. I mean, when you think about those 3 bare root fruit trees, the crops that you'll get, the yields over the next several decades, you will save a fortune. And every time I buy, if ever I do buy fruit from the supermarket, I think the prices have really gone up. But I hate all the packaging, all the plastic and things as well. So there are so many reasons to grow your own, and those fruit trees are amazing value. Work out £8.33 each.
Yeah, and they're 3 favourites as well: the Braeburn, the Pear Conference, the Plum Victoria. Those are like the top 3, aren't they?
Yeah. Nice that Alwyn's back today.
Hello, Alwyn.
So I'm sorry we've heard you had a tough time late. I didn't know. So
no, we're very glad to have you back with us.
Sorry to hear that, Alwyn, but
hope you're okay.
Yeah, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Oh, heavy-duty pots we need to talk about.
Yes.
Right, so the reason we're going to talk about these after we've just talked about the fruit trees is you can plant your fruit trees in these. Did you know?
Yeah. Hang on.
What?
Yeah, the price has gone down on these, hasn't it? Yeah. Sorry, I was like...
Hang on a minute.
I've got a bit of an eagle eye with prices.
He's pretty good with stuff like that.
I'm like... if you notice, I was like... looking puzzled. I was like... Students, was I looking at the screen saying, am I more handsome than normal? No, I definitely wasn't thinking that.
No.
Dan Beck certainly wasn't thinking that. No, look at the price of these. Like,
yeah, £17.99 for 4 of our heavy-duty pots. Obviously, that's £16.19 if you're in the club.
Really good.
If you're going for that mini orchard collection, you can plant them in these pots. You get 4 of these, so obviously 3 of them would be used for your mini orchard, and then you would have another one left over. Not a problem having one left over, because this will become your garden trug. This will be the trug that you use constantly in the garden for collecting waste, for bringing things out of the shed into the garden. But they're amazing commercial growing pots. The reason, or a couple of reasons they're commercial growing pots, is they're really, really sturdy, really strong.
Back, try and break
the
it.
handles are moulded onto the plastic.
We're live right now. Come on, biggest tug ever.
One
2,
of these
3.
days we're going to fall.
Yeah! Look at that.
You're strong. He's so strong.
This is strong. Not me, that's strong.
No, so,
we did give it a proper go, didn't we? We tried.
So these handles are moulded onto here. They will never break off.
Makes us out of breath. They'll never break off.
If you've bought those floppy plastic ones, and I've got a few, I do see it, but the handles break off, they rip down the sides. That doesn't happen with these.
I bought a few of those years ago because I thought, they look pretty.
They're great, aren't they?
Yeah, rubbish.
Rubbish.
Well, not rubbish, but the handles did split.
The handles are broken on all of them. Now, they do have drainage holes in the bottom, but they have the drainage holes in the side as well, and this is really important if you're using them as growing pots, aren't they?
Yeah, especially we've had the wettest February on record. Most plants, not all, but the vast majority of plants hate being waterlogged.
Yes.
It's very hard to ever get a plant waterlogged in these. It's pretty much impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. Now, obviously, they'll grow great with your mini orchards, but you can grow so many different things in these. I'm sure there's loads of our regulars. In fact, we had a little competition last week, didn't we? Who's got the most of them? Somebody said 22.
Oh, that's more than me.
Well, Penny, I think it was, said 22 of them.
I've got 10. But at the moment, my green bin is full.
So you put your garden waste in it until you've emptied your green bin?
I've got about 4 of those full of garden waste at the moment.
That's a great idea. So I'm growing a cordyline, some garlic, an apple tree, and a rose that's currently growing in these. But potatoes, strawberries.
I did. My tomatoes were amazing in these last year.
Because I think they like to be a bit deeper than those.
Yeah, and tomatoes don't like to dry out.
Yeah. So they are fantastic to use for planting a whole load of things, but they're going to last you for such a long time. How long have you had yours?
Oh, over 10 years.
12 years?
Yeah, over 10 years.
I've had mine about 5 or 6, and they're as good as the day I bought them.
I was thinking the other day that if I had to just choose one garden item, it would be that.
Yeah.
In fact, I use them every single time I garden. You do.
Every
they are
time I'm
amazing.
in the
I've
garden.
never broken one, and I break everything.
Yeah, let us know if you've ever broken one.
know?
We'd be intrigued to know, because honestly, you just don't. So you say when you're in your greenhouse, you decant your
I keep my compost in there,
here.
and I know the bags are quite easy, but I just prefer
find it a bit
because I've got a
easier.
potting bench. I like to have the compost in there, and then it's just easy to work. I use them for all of my weeding, my garden tidying up. I've got loads of garden waste in there at the moment because my
You've got a
greenhouse
log
full.
burner, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you can use them to ferry your logs
Yeah.
from your outdoor store in through your a heavy-duty pot and bring those indoors.
What else do I use them for? I mean, even when I'm doing general sort of DIY jobs, I'll quite often put all my tools in there. So if I'm using several things, yeah, like that. Yeah, exactly, like that. I will do. I don't do a lot of DIY.
I know people that store things in them. So
Yeah.
in fact, Adam, who was here with me yesterday, he was saying he stores his canes, the garden canes, because they
Great
used to
idea,
stand in a corner and they'd always fall over,
yes.
so he stands the canes in here.
I mean, they are the most amazing things.
So useful.
And I want to talk about postage. Yes, you've got postage to pay, but if your order is over £40, actually, I'm just thinking if you added compost to your order with these, and they are a great fashion accessory.
Great fashion accessory.
They do make the most beautiful hat.
Maybe not. I'm feeling a bit giddy today.
Yeah, I know, it's because spring's in the air.
It's nice.
But great reviews on those as well.
Yeah.
$17.99, best price we've done. You have got postage to pay, but if you get your order to over £40, you will not pay a single penny. If you are placing a smaller order, then don't forget you only pay postage once.
Yeah, just
Yes.
once. If you're playing, 3 or 4 items in your basket that all have postage attached, enter the code YGTV1124 and there will only be one postage cost.
I'm just going to say it one more time because we're busy today. Free gift is amazing. Sarah Bernhardt, Bare Roots, free with every single order, not item, every single separate order today. I think that's one of the nicest free gifts we have ever
it is, isn't it?
done. 580033. I love giving plants as gifts, so even if you haven't got room for a peony or you've maybe got several peonies, pot that up and give it as a gift. It'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
Really good.
It'd be a lovely gift.
Absolutely.
Right, going to move on to something that I know you've got. I haven't got this one.
No.
But I know it very well, Wisteria Falls.
Yeah, the Amethyst Falls. So this one is a really exciting variety of amethyst. So first of all, a lot of varieties of amethyst out there. You have to wait, don't you?
Yes.
Several years.
Sometimes,
it can
yeah.
be 5, 6 years before they will flower. And let's face it, I know it's a fast grow and you get loads of foliage. We want the flowers from
Course you
Wisteria,
do.
don't we? I don't want to wait 5 or 6 years. This will reliably flower for you in its early years. So we are not talking about having to wait 5 or 6 years at all. You should get these first year and second year. You should get flowers from your Wisteria Amethyst Falls. Also, it's a much more compact variety, certainly in its early years as well. Again, other varieties of amethyst, of Wisteria, it can get big, can't it?
Yeah,
We're talking
yeah.
3 stories tall sometimes.
Sometimes
it
it
can get
puts
really big.
people off planting them because they think, well, actually, that's just going to take over the house.
Yeah.
Not with this one.
Not with this one at all. This one does stay much more compact. We are talking still getting to 2-3 metres, but certainly not as big as other varieties. And you can, prune it and you can maintain the size of it. It perfectly lends itself to being in a pot, which we'll come on to because I've got mine in the tower pot. The flowers are magical.
Oh.
They are just
I can't
totally
imagine
magical.
anybody not loving Wisteria, can you?
I know, and it has a beautiful scent.
Yeah, it does.
It is, so I live in this lovely kind of old market town. I live on the cheap end. I just spat then. There's 2 sides. So there's one side of the town that's
There's
all
always
the
the
beautiful
posh side
old
and not the posh, isn't there?
stone-built one. I live on the other side.
Yeah, it's a nice way
Oh,
you
it's
live.
fine. I'm only joking. But it is beautiful. There's loads of wisteria growing there, especially on all the old stone-built buildings. And wow, it looks amazing, doesn't it? April and into May, it's just the most magical display.
I just love it when I'm driving around at that time of year and I see a wisteria. It's just lovely, isn't it?
It's so, so beautiful.
But I love the fact that now, no matter what size house you've got or garden, you can have a wisteria that's going to flower in its first year.
Absolutely, yeah.
You have to get a second flush with these as well,
Yeah,
don't you?
you do. It can flower throughout the summer, actually. You sometimes get some random flowers, but then certainly towards the end of the summer, you do get a second flush of flowers. Not as big as the one in spring. April, May time is where it gives its biggest flush of flowers, but you will get a second one. And what I do adore is that bees just They love it. They absolutely love being in and around the wisteria. They really do enjoy it.
And again, if you are one of our club members today, $17.99 is all you are going to pay.
Yeah.
In a little while, can we mention the club and just show how you join and things?
Oh, we should do, absolutely.
What can we do now?
Let's do it. Are you ready, Stu?
Well, he is. I mean, there's that old expression, strike while the iron's hot.
Right, what we want you to do is go for the one in the green box because it's cheaper, basically.
It's the best one, isn't it?
It's the best one, absolutely. It's £5 to join the club. That club membership lasts you for 12 months. Now, it is on auto renewal, so it will automatically renew at the end of the 12 months, which is brilliant if you intend to be a club member forever. And honestly, once you see the discounts and how much you can save, you're going to want to stay in the club. And we do want you to read the small print here, down at the bottom of the green box. Basically, what that's telling you is that even if we put the price of the club membership up, you will never pay more than £5, as long as you
So you imagine, if you're watching YouGarden TV in 20 years' time and Bex and I are here.
with a walking stick.
Yes. And saying, do you remember when we started the show? But as soon as you still be paying £5. And,
Still be paying £5.
But you can cancel at the end of the 12 months.
Yeah.
But it's just if you don't cancel, it would automatically renew. But that £5 to get 10% off all the plans.
Absolutely. So if you think, you're placing a decent order today, £40 plus, you've almost paid for that club membership just with one order.
Yeah.
But that club membership lasts for 12 months. So every single time you place an order, including anything for compost, you will get 10% discount. You'll also get £20 worth of YouGarden vouchers to spend throughout the 12 months as well.
And so many times on social media, I read posts about our club saying, it's the best thing ever.
Yeah,
and it is.
It is.
And you get, there's £20 worth of vouchers that you can spend one a month. So one every 3 months worth. Well, it's pretty simple to get £20 worth of cash back, really,
basically,
isn't it?
yeah. Absolutely.
So do join the club today if you are not a club member, and you get your discount on your first order.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Right, now you've got your Wisteria Amethyst Falls growing up the
I've got it in the tower
pot.
pot. I am a big fan of the tower pot.
Yeah.
I need to place an order because I've got 2 at the moment. So I've got Wisteria Amethyst Falls, I've got Jasmine growing in another. I want a tower pot to grow my sweet peas in.
Yeah, because you're getting the full size ones, aren't you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I also need to do, I haven't planted it yet. I don't know where I've put it, but the flame lily, the flame lily we had on a couple of weeks ago? I want that in a tower pot as well. So I'm really glad I didn't order yet because we've got a double up deal on the tower pot. So you can get 2 pots today with that saving as well. So double up deal, £24.99
for one, or
double up it's
£39.98 for 2.
£39.98.
That again, working out less than £20 each
closer.
for 2. That is the best price we've done this year.
That is the best price, yeah, absolutely. So you can get 2 of these. This is how it comes to you. So it comes to you in the separate sections. All you need to do is clip it together, and it's very, very easy to do. This bit clips into the base, obviously your middle bit clips into here, and the top bit just clips into here. That's where they are. It is made of plastic, but it's UV stabilised, frost-resistant plastic, nice and flexible. Your hands can get in here as well. Nice big hole so that you can get in and you can help to, because sometimes they need a bit of help, don't they?
Yeah, some things do.
We all need a bit of help. These are big holes as well because I got big hands. I haven't got
But that
dainty
is
little
great,
girl
so it does
hands,
mean
got
you
big
can
hands.
really easily weave things in and out if you need
Absolutely.
to. That's my weaving action there.
And even when so wisteria obviously is deciduous, so mine looks bare at the moment. There aren't any new leaves coming yet, but even when it's bare, it has this lovely appearance to it as well. It looks great, so I don't mind at all. Should we show him the picture? Ah, look, that's my wisteria. Right at the end of the season last year. So that was
that first year then?
So that was first year. I didn't plant. So I planted it in the summer. So I'm going to say I planted it in around June, July time. So it was much later on. The foliage growth was absolutely amazing in the first season. So it was the size that we're showing you today. That's what I planted into the tower pot. It was this size, one of those. In there, and that's what happened within just a few months. It absolutely covered that tower pot.
And give it a couple of months, and it's going to look amazing.
I can't wait. I'll take another picture for you when it's full of flowers. It's going to look so pretty.
Right, we are here live until. God, where's the time going? We're here till 1 o'clock live. If you've got any questions, we would love to answer them. If we don't know the answer, we do always consult our head gardener.
Yes.
But between us, normally, we've got really good knowledge of gardening, so between us, we are normally able to answer your questions. Had one come in about Strulch, actually, and Strulches are brilliant weed suppressant. It's great at preventing slugs and snails, and we have got that at 36.97. Now, Philip's got a question about his peony.
Yes. So he's saying, peonies don't like to be planted too deep. We know this because they can really suffer with the flowers. They won't
get
flower.
foliage.
So not like we normally just whack them in, don't we? But with peonies, you do actually have to be a bit more careful with the planting depth, otherwise they won't flower. So what he's saying is if he puts a layer of Strulch over the top, so say you're planting your peony 2 inches deep and then you're going to put an inch of Strulch over the top, does that count? So
good question,
are you actually increasing the planting depth? Is that then 3 inches deep? I think potentially, yes.
Yeah,
I think is the answer to that.
I would say so. So I would hedge my bets and maybe plant it just maybe half an inch.
I agree.
More shallow.
I think I'd go if you know you're putting a layer of mulch on the top, I would go slightly shallower with the initial planting.
Yeah, I would. Because I mean, the Strulch, it does let a little bit of light through and it moves and stuff, but I'd hedge my bets and plant it a little bit more shallow.
I think it's going to do. I don't think it'll do as much damage of planting it shallower than it would if you go deeper. So I would do that, Philip. Yes,
I would. But thank you, great question.
Helps.
And we have got a twin pack available on this with postage including $36.97. Do you know what? I'm just thinking. Because it's been so wet, I don't have a lot of slugs and snails in my garden. I live in the country, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because there's hedgehogs but lots of birds and things. But I reckon anyone that does suffer from slugs and snails, right now it must be a nightmare because wet slugs and snails, they love it when it's wet, as you'll know.
A lot of moisture on the ground.
Yeah, so you may well want to order extra Strulch this year.
Well, the other thing as well is, obviously, at this time of year, we're starting to get all that lovely, fresh, new growth coming through.
Exactly, and the slugs love that, don't they?
Slugs and snails love that. It's like a buffet for them. Yeah, the strawberries are coming up. You've got your new delphinium growth maybe starting to appear.
This healthy, gorgeous, new, delicious growth.
Yeah.
So Strulch, it's got many, many brilliant uses, but we will start it off by talking about it being a great slug and snail deterrent, but it doesn't kill them.
No, and this is fantastic. In fact, I listened to the radio this morning, the Royal Horticultural Society and someone else, they're talking about a big thing about having slugs and snails in your garden and how important it is to have them in your garden, and I'm going to look it up later. So it is actually really important to have slugs and snails in your garden. You know, they're great feed for birds and toads and those spiky things, hedgehogs.
I love when Bexley forgets a word.
Sometimes they just disappear. It's like it drops out the back of my head.
But what we don't want, and you're right, they've got a very important plant to play in our garden, but what you don't want is the slugs eating your favourite plants.
Exactly that, and that is what this will help with. So we want the slugs and snails in our gardens. All this does is keeps them away from the plants that we want to protect, but there's no poisons, there's no pellets, we're not harming them, we're not harming other wildlife in our gardens at all, because there are no poisons.
And they just don't like it's
they just don't want to crawl over
the
it.
Texture. So if you, I mean, we once had a gentleman who had 150 hostas in pots, and they got eaten away every year. But he put Strulch in every pot. And he said, like, he never had such immaculate hostas.
Well, I did it as well. So a few years ago, I planted hostas. They look great, didn't they?
They did.
A few years ago, I planted hostas out into the borders. Honestly, within 3 days, completely gone. All-you-can-eat buffet. They were full. They were slithering away, saying thank you very much. But then last year, I got we do a collection of 3 hostas, and I got that, and I planted them into pots. There's one of them right there. But look,
not a hole in sight. No,
there's none, is there?
No.
So I had 3 of them planted into, and those are our pots that we do as well, aren't they? Yeah. Those are lovely, honestly, and I just put Strulch around the top, no holes in any of them, and they were beautiful all summer long.
So that's one of the reasons to go for Strulch.
Just one of the reasons.
But it also looks really good. It suppresses weeds, of course, as well.
Yeah.
Helps with moisture retention, so in the summertime when it's really dry, it does help with moisture.
Yeah, it definitely helps to hold the moisture in the ground, and it also just neatens up your borders as well, you know, it makes them look pretty.
And if you've got heavy soil, it can really help with structure of soil
Aeration,
as well.
yeah. So if you've got clay soil like me, what you can do, so you lay it over the top as the mulch, and it stays effective for up to 2 years. At that point, what you'll do is then dig it through the soil, it aerates, it improves the texture of the soil, and then you just put another layer over.
But it is brilliant, and you've got free postage. And don't forget, you will get your free Sarah Bernhardt Bare Root Peony worth £10. But all you need to do, you definitely need to use that code today. You always need to use the code YGTV1124, and that will unlock all the promotions that are currently available on the show today. We've got some brilliant promotions, haven't we?
Yeah, awesome ones.
Right, we're going to go back to the favourites.
Yes, let's do it.
Shall we look? I tell you what, we've got to do the perennial collection, haven't we?
Yeah.
Right, so top seller yesterday.
Yes.
9 perennials.
It got promoted to the favourites table because it was such a good seller.
You have been upgraded. You're on the favourites table. You are head of the favourites table. No, it is a lucky dip, but we can give you an idea of the type of plants that you will get. And these are all firm favourites. They're all winners. They're all winter hardy.
Yeah, all winter hardy. Lovely mixture of colours, of textures, of shapes, of sizes. As you said, all winners. There's nothing iffy about any of these. They're all total winners. Premium potted perennials.
And you're just going to get exceptional value. Club members, it works out £2 a plant. So we've got a hollyhock here. Love hollyhocks. They grow so tall, of course. I mean, my mums last year were about 2 metres tall.
Were they?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they flowered pretty much for, I would say, at least a couple of months.
Yeah.
And hollyhocks, they're great for the back of a border. They come back year after year. Great in coastal regions as well. They seem to love it around the coast. What else we got here? This looks like a geum.
Geum, yep.
Yep, geum. If you want colour all summer long, these flower for, I'm going to say about 6 months.
Yeah, they do. And they get quite a lot of flowers on there as well, don't
constantly.
they? Loads and loads of flowers. I planted geum last year because I like the geum and allium mix. So, yeah, a lovely bed of foliage that you get, and then the flowers just poking up out the top.
And they often come in really bright colours like oranges, yellows, reds. They love a sunny position. I'm trying to remember if a geum's sterile, so it doesn't produce seeds, it just keeps going. I should know that, but my mind's gone blank.
Can't remember.
But I know it just pushes flowers out and out and out.
It really does.
Delphiniums, I love delphiniums, don't you?
It's one of my faves. Love the tall flowers that you get from them. I love the way they open in succession. They're really, really pretty.
Oh, and again, come back year after year. I always think they really suit that kind of country cottage garden.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. What's this one at the back here? This is one that I've never grown, actually.
What is it?
Now that one, I've never grown, have you?
Oh, yeah, no. And Adam was telling us that the Physostegia,
You haven't
Crystal
grown
Peak.
it?
Never grown it, sorry. No, can't give you any information on that one. Adam did say something about that yesterday, though. Can't remember.
I haven't grown that one.
This is the great thing about this collection.
I've grown many of these.
Because you might get something in here that you've never heard of before. Heucheras.
Yeah, grown lots of these.
This is the Palace Purple that you're getting included in there as well.
They love sort of like partial shade. They love a moist soil as well.
Geranium.
Yeah, so
Pink
hardy
summer,
geranium.
that one's called.
Right, you've grown this one, so have I. Yes, Agora.
Agora.
Which we had the...
Siskiyou pink.
Yes. I've got a light sort of pink Agora, and it's lovely.
It's beautiful because it grows nice and tall, but you get these lovely flowers
kind
at the top. Yeah, kind of wispy up at the top, but you get these lovely flowers on there, and I always talk about them looking like little butterflies that have landed on the plant.
And it's a great, this is a great one at filling in because it's not dense, it doesn't dominate.
No, and it's drought tolerant
Yes,
once it gets established. All of these are going to be winter hardy as well, so these aren't going to be high maintenance plants.
Campanula, there's lots of different varieties of these. I've got several actually. I've got some of the tall ones with like bell-shaped flowers, but sometimes they're a lot lower with smaller bell-shaped flowers and ground cover. But again, they're just so easy to grow. Love a sunny spot though, that one. God, there's so many, isn't there? That looks like Digitalis, Foxglove. So look, we're just giving you a little idea.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 12 laid out here of potential items that will be in your lucky dip. You will get 9 definitely included in the order that comes to you. And I think this is a great selection if you've got gaps in borders that need filling. Wonderful to fill them with perennial plants. Or maybe you've got a new build home, you know, and you've just moved into a house and it is completely bare. There's just a patch of grass and you need to fill that garden, you need to do it quickly. This is a great collection to do that.
And if you're trying to maybe spend a little bit less each year on plants, just having perennials that come back year after year after year. I love spending money on plants, but
it's your favourite hobby, isn't it?
Well, my last garden was loads and loads of pots, I mean hundreds of them, and I did a lot of summer bedding and winter bedding, but it was expensive to replant everything every year.
Yes.
Perennials to come back year after year after year. And they do flower, most of these will flower pretty much all summer long. And actually, because you've got a variety, even, you know, some may flower a bit early, a bit later, but they will give you colour from May all the way through to October, November.
It's a great collection.
It really is.
Really
and I like the
is.
fact it's a lucky dip because it is exciting when you open up that box.
Yeah,
and it's
I love that idea.
Oh, great, I've got a hollyhock.
Go through, see what you've got, make a plan of where you're going to plant them, check out all the details on our website because a quick search you'll be able to see the plant details so you'll know how tall it gets and where to plant it. Yeah, I love the idea of a lucky dip.
Coreopsis, we've had that on the show.
Oh, I like Coreopsis.
Yeah. So that's the Coreopsis. This is the grandiflora, but again, there are lots of different varieties. We're just giving you an idea of what you get. And this picture really sums it up. So lots of different heights, lots of different colours.
It's a mixture of foliage types, flower colour, size. You know, it's all about creating that interest in your borders. And I think with a Lucky Dip perennial plant collection, 9 separate ones here, you will be able to create that in your borders.
I mean, on the picture, there's a sedum at the bottom as well. Again, that might be one of them. So, fantastic value.
There's a delphinium in there. There's a liatris in there.
Yeah.
Oh my word!
Echinaceas. It could be all sorts in there, but they will be all fully hardy perennials that will come back year after year, and that are easy to grow as
amazing.
well. I really like them. Right, azaleas are next.
Yeah, the Encore collection. Encore!
More!
This will give you more, definitely, because with the Azalea Encore collection, what you get is a second flowering. So normally with azaleas, it's that spring flowers, isn't it? We're talking sort of April and May time, and aren't they absolutely beautiful? Like rhododendrons, really silky, glorious flowers, and they smother the evergreen foliage with those flowers. They almost look unreal with how many flowers you have on there. But with the Azalea Encore collection, you'll get that second flush of flowers later on, sort of end of the summer, early autumn, sort of August, September time, you'll get that second flush of flowers going on. And this is the result of a breeding kind of breakthrough. This is clever breeding that has meant that these will flower twice in the season.
And who wouldn't want more flowers when they're that beautiful?
Exactly.
You're not going to say, no, thank you, just flower once. I've had enough of you.
I only want one.
And obviously, all evergreen, really nice foliage.
Yeah, and it's glossy evergreen foliage as well. You know what a fan I am of that glossy evergreen foliage. So there's always something to look at.
I always think azaleas do quite well in part shade.
Yeah, I think they don't like morning sun. I think that's the thing with azaleas. But as long as it's a bit dappled shade or shade for part of the day, I think that they tend to have a better time there.
Relatively slow growing, so they're not going to be invasive.
Yeah, and they don't need massive pruning or anything either. They're very compact in nature.
Yeah, I've had mine in 4 years. I've
just never touched it.
No,
I don't think
not needed it.
You just don't need to. They grow in a really nice sort of shape and habit, and you are getting all 3 with the collection here. So you are getting the Encore, which is the white one. You're getting the Autumn Fire, which is the red one, and you're getting the Sunburst, which is the pink one there. So in this collection, you are getting all 3. That's £20.67 if you're in the club. We do have an option though, where you can go for the Autumn Fire red on its own.
Yes, we saw that earlier.
If you just want one of them, you can absolutely just go for that red one. I'm going to pick that one up.
Or you could double up and go for 2 of the red ones, the Autumn Fire, for £14.98.
I mean, I'm a big fan of the red. That is quite luscious, isn't it?
Oh, it's gorgeous. But the main story with this is the fact that it is an encore, that it will flower twice.
Yes.
That's what makes a difference.
Absolutely. That's the difference between this kind of azalea and other varieties out there. It's that breeding breakthrough.
I don't know if you're the same at home, and you, Bex, but sometimes I look at my garden and think, oh, so why didn't I get that variety instead of that? So now I'm thinking, why have I got azaleas that only flower once?
Why not have ones that flower twice?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But we're always learning, and there's always new breeds, isn't there?
Totally.
But that makes perfect sense to me. Now, I am definitely getting the ginger today. And you get 2, don't you?
You get 2 gingers. Yeah. These are fantastic. I think they're very unusual, a bit exotic looking, but actually winter hardy. So these have our lifetime guarantee. They get nice and tall, and they should get to that nice tall growth, but in its first year. Sometimes you're waiting, aren't you, for a perennial plant to grow to its full height. This really is fast growing and should get to its full size in 1 season. We're talking about a relatively long lifespan on these as well. You know, you can get up to 10 years worth of life out of these. Wonderful big banana-like, banana plant leaves on here.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
And then this gorgeous flower rising up out of there. It is so interesting, so unusual. It's actually happy to be confined. So, in a mixed border, it's going to actually be have a happy time if it's in a confined space.
When does it flower, Bex, this one? Is it midsummer or?
It was sort of midsummer, anywhere between sort of July and September, really, is where you'll get flowers from it.
Just trying to work out what that'd go well with in my garden.
I think your tropical area will be great.
Yeah, I do.
I would start this off in pots indoors, personally. I think the advice is...
Give it a head start, yeah.
Give it a head start, start it off into... It is winter hardy, so it's fine. But if you want to really give it that head start it off in a pot, put it in your greenhouse, and then plant it out, from around May time. And then once you planted it out, you can leave it out there. Mulch it over the winter. Even though we're saying it's winter hardy, it's definitely good advice to mulch it over the winter. It'll tolerate some frost, but probably not prolonged long periods of it.
And actually, with climate changing, we've had some really cold, wet weeks.
Yeah.
So,
bit of mulch isn't going to hurt.
No, it's not. But I love that. I'm definitely getting that today. So you get 2 for...
Look at it!
I keep wanting to say 2 for $14.99, but it's actually 2 for $9.99.
It's so interesting, so exciting. I love those flowers.
So every year we always open our gardens up at the garden club and we look at each other's gardens. We always have loads of nice drinks at the end of it and food. But I just want to... I know none of my gardening friends have got that.
Yeah. That's why you want it.
Yeah, so I'm like...
What's that, Sean?
Have you never heard of the hardy ginger lily? No, it's not. But it is nice sometimes, isn't it, to have different things.
Yeah, totally.
We both always try something new every year.
Definitely want to try something new every single year. If not 1, 12 new things.
We've bought quite a few unusual things from YouGarden this year, haven't we?
Love a bit of the weird and wonderful.
Yeah. So lots of you have gone for that today, and I can't wait to see some pictures. We can't wait to see pictures this summer.
Yes.
Right, something a little bit more traditional now, but again with a twist. We have got our Boulevard Patio Clematis collection. Most of you lovely gardeners out there will know clematis, of course, one of their favourite climbers, but this one is a little bit different because it's compact.
Compact, flowering along the length of the stems as well. So normally with clematis, we know it's a vigorous climber, a vigorous grower, and we love it for that, don't we? We want to cover our pergolas and our fences and, the sides of sheds and things. The ugly bits we don't want to look at. We want to cover them, and a clematis is a really good way to go because of that vigorous growth. So these are still vigorous in their growth, but they don't get massive. The flowers don't disappear over the fence so that your neighbours are getting the view of them and you're not. This will stay relatively compact. We're only talking maybe a metre and a half, but it flowers all the way along the stems, not just right up at the top, which is brilliant. And we're talking full-size flowers.
And they flower all summer. They don't just do like one show and go, there you go. They keep going.
Yeah,
my mum's got, I think she's got 3 of these, and she's got them in white pots with little white trellis.
Nice.
And they are gorgeous in her country cottage garden, and she loves them. They're one of her... My mum's gardened all her life. She's 83, and they are honestly the favourite clematis she's ever had. This is Bex's.
I know. Just want to show off my stuff.
It's really... So this, how many years old is it, 2?
This will be its 2nd year. I planted it last year.
And you got lots of flowers last year?
I got a decent amount of flowers last year. I'm expecting loads more this year. I think, so the mistake I made is I didn't cover the roots. So I was going to say wisteria, and I don't mean wisteria.
Clematis.
Clematis like a cool root.
Yeah, they like shady roots.
So they do like shaded roots, and I didn't shade the roots. So this pot was sat on my patio, full sun position,
Yeah, it wouldn't like that.
and it didn't particularly enjoy it. So I did get a few flowers, but it was my mistake. I did not cover these roots. It was just bare compost like this. So this year what I'm going to do is I'm either going to shade it slightly. You could do by putting other pots around it, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put some stone, or I've got some bigger slate type stones, which I'm going to put on the top of here to help shade that root.
Yeah,
also what that'll help to do is retain the moisture in the ground as well, in that pot, because obviously it's quite a small pot, so it'll help to retain the moisture.
I've just had a flashback. I'm ashamed to say I had this wonderful clematis in a pot at the pub, and my mum had a new fence built, and she went, oh, the fence looks a bit dull. Can we just have that pot in front of the fence with the clematis? And cut long story short, it was in full sun.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking, and within literally a couple of weeks, it didn't die, but it really
didn't like it.
It just fell to pieces, and yeah, they hate sun on the roots.
Yeah, I mean the plant
they
likes
hate
sun.
drying out.
The plant
oh yeah,
likes
the top
sun,
loves it, but not
just
the roots.
the roots like to be shaded. So if you're planting it into the ground, great one is to put gravel or big stones, big bits of slate over the top of where the roots are. The rest of it can be happily basking in the sunshine. Just the roots like to be covered.
And they don't like to dry
So that's
out,
what I'm going to be doing this year. I'm
but
going to be covering that up.
It's a really easy one to grow.
So a couple of weeks ago, it was just bare twigs, basically. I didn't trim it back. I should have trimmed it back a little bit, but it hasn't worried at all. Within the last 3 weeks, all of this fresh green growth has come, and I haven't done anything, by the way. It's found its own way, and it will do. It'll keep meandering and finding its own way around there.
I mean, that's what I love about this time of year.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
But that is that price today as well. I know we're really busy today, actually. Club members, $17.97. That works out less than £6 a clematis. They flower pretty much all summer long. They come back year after year. You will get some nice displays this year, but even better in year 2 as well. But a £10 saving, and that is 550371.
Oh, you should get some decent displays this year. Just don't make my mistake. Make sure you cover those roots. Give them a cool root. That's what clematis
do
wants.
what Bex does. Cover the roots.
Do what I'm going to do this year.
That was a bit cheeky, wasn't it?
I am cheeky. You are. No, you are cheeky. Yeah, all 3 of those included for you. So 550371 is your item code. Just make sure you use the magic key code, YGTV1124. That's what will give you your discount.
Right. If you want the most spectacular echinacea, these are the ones to go for. They're called green twister. Echinacea are the most wonderful flowers. Again, these come out year after year after year. But it's a variety of the green twister. We only launched this. It was fairly recently, wasn't it? The last couple of years.
Yeah, it's definitely the last couple of years. I remember bringing them when we used to be on that shopping channel.
Did we get the world's first on this? I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know.
We might have. Anyway, we were right there at the beginning of this brand new breed.
Yeah, and it is absolutely incredible. It's that colour combination, is it? The lime green edges, the bright pink centres, that standout cone in the middle, which is really sturdy, actually.
Yeah.
In fact, the flowers in general are very sturdy. Nice, strong stems on there, but it's that central cone, the reflexed petals that really make that cone stand up loud and proud. And this is why pollinators love it. This is why it has that Royal Horticultural Society perfect for pollinators badge of approval, because honestly, they do. They adore this plant. And the flowers last for ages. This is what I loved about the echinacea.
They do, don't they?
They last for weeks and weeks.
The stems, the flower stuff, they're sturdy, aren't they?
Sturdy stems, yeah. And honestly, my echinacea that I had last year, I've got the green twister and another couple of varieties. The flowers, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, they're just really long lasting.
And again, who would not want more flowers and colour in their garden for longer periods? What I was wondering with these is, did you plant them? What did you plant them with, Bex, or did you have them in pots?
No, I've got them in the borders. I've got one that's near my Arthur Bell rose. So I've got one that's planted in front of the Arthur Bell. And then I've got another one, and I don't know what this shrub is. It's been in the garden for ages, but it's this lovely green, evergreen shrub, and I've underplanted it. It's in the border that gets full sun, so even though it's underplanted, it still gets a decent amount of sunshine on it. So it works really nicely underneath there, because they only get to maybe, I mean, mine didn't get this tall last year, but they can get to about 60 centimetres in height, so a couple of feet. So underneath some shrubs like that, it works really nicely.
I mean, I've got quite a few echinacea, but not that one. definitely on my list today. Really popular, so if you want them, 1197 560 407. Now, you lovely viewers, would you like to go from the potting shed into Graham's greenhouse?
Yes, I would. We love Graham's greenhouse.
Yeah,
What's he got potted there?
Graham's one of our regulars. He's
Graham's
been
got
busy.
the greenhouse that I'm envious of.
He's got loads of plants on the go here, hasn't
What's
he?
he got going in there?
I can't quite read some of them.
No. They look great, though. Look at you.
He's
You've
been
been
busy.
busy. Busy. Oh, my word. Are your lilies and dahlias outside already? Well done, you.
Yeah, well, you know what?
We
The
might
lilies
be
are fine.
time.
Dahlias are all right as long as it's not really heavy frost.
Yeah, dahlias go
Do you know
in
what? I'm glad you've done dahlias because it's a big year for dahlias, isn't it, Bex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to do loads of dahlias this year. I'm going to have loads of dahlias going out. That looks great. You've been really, really busy there, Graham. Well done.
Yeah. All sorts going on, isn't
I like
there?
your potting bench.
Yeah.
Sean's still looking.
I am.
He's still staring at the screen.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I love looking
we
at
both have to move around the front, you see, so we can see.
Yes. Right, we're back. Here we go. But yeah, thank you to everyone that's ordering today. I will be honest, we always try and give a free gift, but today's free gift it's just amazing.
Yeah.
So with every separate order today, maybe you placed an order earlier and you're thinking, I should have bought some more compost. With every separate order, you will get this fabulous Sarah Bernhardt bare root peony worth £9.90. We sold a lot of these earlier on in the year, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
An awful
It's very
lot.
popular.
Absolutely free with every single order today. Rhymes as a bare root.
Yeah, can I show the bare root? Because
Yeah.
it is actually incredibly good quality. I mean, not that I would expect any different, of course. We send really good quality.
All the eyes here, all
but
the shoots.
look at the shoots coming off here.
Yeah.
In fact, so let's count. We've got a little one here, one. There's a little bit of pink growth coming up there, look. Can you see that? Yeah, one there. We've got one up here. We've got one here, 3, 4, 5. I'm sure I saw a 6. Right, I'm back to 5. I'm sure I counted 6 earlier, but I'm back to 5 now.
You might knock one off.
We often say minimum of 4 shoots you should have coming off here, so definitely we've got 5, maybe even 6 coming off here. But that is a quality bare root
And
right there.
literally, you can just pop that in your bed and border, plant it not too deep, as we mentioned earlier, and that you should get maybe 1 or 2 flowers this year. You might not. It might just spend its first year settling in, producing leaves, but year 2, year 3 onwards, you will get the most amazing flowers. And they're big, they're blousy, they're magnificent.
Absolutely magnificent. I often say about peony flowering season, so it's highly anticipated. It doesn't last forever.
No.
But it is still absolutely worth having peonies in your garden because when they come out, they are absolutely spectacular. And the other thing I often say about peonies is that they look... their appearance suggests that they are going to be really hard work.
Yeah, they do.
Their appearance suggests they're going to be a proper diva, that they're going to need all the love, all the attention. They want all the riders on their list. I want blue M&Ms only. That's what you expect a peony to be saying to you. But that's not the case. They're really easy to grow.
I didn't know they were blue M&Ms.
I don't even know.
No.
I don't know. I only want blue M&Ms and sparkling water. No,
That is a really
peonies
good...
are really simple.
Grows to about, that's about right, 35 inches. So I was going to say, 3 feet. I was going to say about a metre when fully grown. Yeah, metre by metre. Takes a while to get there, but you imagine when that is a metre by metre, covered in those flowers.
And you will get loads. Once it establishes, we are talking so many flowers.
I remember my nan having a peony in her front garden, and it was really big. It'd been there years. And it was amazing when it was in flower.
Yeah.
The weird thing is she never used to cut any of the flowers off and have them as cut flowers.
No.
No.
I think it's hard to. When you're looking at it outside, it's beautiful.
But you're going to get that. That's your free gift today, as long as you use that code YGTV1124. Loads of you have been placing more than one order, and I'm not surprised because that free gift. And if you are going to place a second order with us today, or maybe you don't need any plants today, but you need some compost, just order our compost.
Yeah, it's got postage included, so it's well worth doing it. And you know how much you're going to use compost throughout the spring and summer seasons. Of course, it's well worth lining up these bags. Be like Graham. Line up your compost bags. He sent us a picture. He's got loads of them lined up in his garage. It's brilliant. And this is some of the absolute, not some of, it is the best compost. It really, really is.
We believe it to be.
Incredibly scientific formula. Now, you don't need to understand the science behind it, of course. We've got the experts here who have perfected this formula over the years. But what you do need to know is that this is the best thing for your plants to live in. This is like feeding your plants their 5 a day. Just like we need our 5 a day of our fruit and vegetables, our plants need their 5 a day as well, and this contains that 5 a day. It's got that slow release fertilizer in there. All those green balls that you can see as I move the compost through, slow release fertilizer feeding your plants for a good 6 months once you plant them in here.
God.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is, and when you think of the value with a free gift today, it makes it really affordable.
Really affordable.
No having to go to a garden centre.
I love that it's delivered direct to your door.
I hate buying. Occasionally we run out. We have to buy compost elsewhere. I hate the whole experience.
It's so annoying.
It really is.
I begrudge having to get in the car to drive somewhere to go and get compost.
And you go and get your trolley, and some people you have to put the £1 coin in. You haven't got any because you don't use cash anymore.
Then you have to use the end of a key because that sometimes works.
And then the trolley's got the dodgy wheel, and you have to go outside, and it's raining. And you're going to get that compost from the top, and the first bag you pull down's got a rip in it. Oh, I don't want that one. It's not easy. It's not a nice experience. We make it extra nice and extra easy. 125. It's our top-selling product, $24.98, and it's our best-selling product and highest rated at YouGarden.
Absolutely.
And we use it here at the nursery.
All your plants need some compost, and this one is going to work for the majority of plants that you are going to plant out.
But if you want an extra free gift, get some more compost. Now, the tower pots.
Love it.
You've already got these. I haven't actually.
Maybe you should get some tower pots.
Do you know what? It sounds ridiculous, but I had them in my last house and I left them, but they were. They had plants on that had sort of grown slightly into the fence.
Okay, so you just left them there.
I did.
I
felt mean taking them.
I'm a big fan of them
because I think.
So first of all, if you want to be able to take your plants with you if you ever move. Fantastic, because obviously a climbing plant that's grown up over a pergola or a fence or something or other, there's no way you're going to be able to take that with you. I can take this wherever I want to go. I can pick it up and I can carry it around. If I want to move it around my garden, I absolutely can. Yeah. The other thing is you get a 360-degree display with this, which I think is a really good one.
Most pots, with a trellis, you've got to put it against a wall. As you say, with that, you can have it right in the centre of a patio.
360-degree display. So I've got my wisteria, the amethyst falls, growing in one of these, and it is in a bright, sunny spot. So what I do have to do sometimes is just turn it occasionally. Yeah. Otherwise, obviously, it'll grow oddly in one direction. So I just go and give it a little turn. But if you're thinking about placing this, I don't know, here, and you've got a seating area over that side, and you've got the kitchen over here, it doesn't matter which side of the garden you're on, you'll still get a beautiful 360-degree display from this.
And there's your wisteria. We will take another picture soon when it's in flower.
I'll take a picture when it's got flowers on it. But that was first year of growth, by the way, and it does absolutely cover the tower pot and the trellis. It's easy for me to move around the garden. It's made of plastic, so it's lightweight, but it's frost-resistant, UV-stabilised plastic, so it's designed to last for a lot of years. Adam was saying to me yesterday, lovely Adam who was here, he's saying, like, plastic pots are great because what they don't do is wick away the moisture. So like with terracotta and things, and I do use terracotta for that reason for my aloe veras, just because they're a drench and drought plant, you want them to suck away the moisture. But there's very few plants that want that. So this actually helps to retain the moisture in there. Oh, look at that display. Oh. It is absolutely amazing. Anything that climbs, you can put in here. Yeah. And it doesn't just have to be flower displays. It could be your runner beans. It could be your climbing strawberries. And, any of you grow your own climbing plants.
And a lot of plants that trail will climb if they've got the support. And with these, the structure of this, it's so easy.
Yeah, you can just feed it. Because you can get your hands in here. The gaps, the holes have been made big enough for you to be able to get your hands in, so that if something does need a little bit of manipulation, you can do that.
So I'll tell you what I'm thinking of doing then, and we'll hopefully have them on in a few weeks, but there's a really unusual bedding plant called Lophus. Do you remember this?
Yeah, we had it on recently.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where was I?
You weren't here. It was on a pre-order show, the Lophus red wine. You grew it, didn't you?
I've got that one. I had that, well, actually, some of mine have survived in the greenhouse, actually.
Have they?
Yeah. But It's got like vine leaves on it. We'll have it on soon anyways. But that, I did it as a trailer last year, but that'd be amazing up here, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because all you need to do is just weave it into its places. It comes to you like this, by the way, so it comes to you in 4 separate parts. So if you ever do just want to use it as a pot on its own, it's a beautiful pot. But then what happens with these is that these just clip into place.
So it's not like a big DIY job, they literally clip in.
I'll do that later. Just clip it.
Oh, I know what you've done. Look, that's good right there. That's it. There you go.
There. Ever so easy to do, honestly.
There. That was easy.
It was. So these just clip into place on here. There's little gaps and you just clip them in.
Right, really busy today. Just quickly, best deal we've done this year. 2 of them for $39.98. Now, I don't want you paying any postage.
No.
We don't want you paying any postage. No, no, no.
No postage.
So, one other item in your basket and... Do you remember that? No, sorry, we're singing all the songs we've known it.
No.
But we don't. So, one other item in your basket and you will get free postage. Do you know what? A little tip. You can just search our website and find...
Oh, totally.
You can find something, even if we sometimes have items for a couple of pounds.
Yeah, you don't just have to buy the items that are on our show. The wonderful thing is you can go through the entire website. You can place an order for absolutely anything on the website. The important thing is that code right there. No matter what order you place, where you find the item on the website, you must enter that code in. That's what unlocks the deals. Yeah. That's what gives you your free postage. That's what gives you your free gift.
Something that I remember when I used to have I've had all sorts of gardens. I've had balconies, I've had courtyards, I've had long, thin gardens in a terraced house. But something that I learned years ago is when you think about your garden, you've got to think of it 3-dimensionally.
Yes.
It's not just what's on the ground, it's you think all the space you've got growing up the sides of
the vertical space,
things.
yeah.
And that gives you so much more vertical space, doesn't it?
Totally, absolutely.
And I love what you said, Bex, how you can view it 360 degrees.
360 degrees, absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Thunbergia, we had that on the pre-orders a while ago.
I love that.
Because that's a real vigorous grower. Imagine 2... Because this is a double up deal and you're going to get 2 of these. If you plant some Thunbergia in here, the display that you'll get from that, and one either side...
That'd be amazing. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So get them today while we've got this amazing double up deal. That is, to get that for under £40 for 2 is incredible. It's been proven really popular. 130461 is your item number. Right, we've got loads of other items still to show you. Bex is skipping away here.
Skipping to the rose black Baccara.
Do you know, I couldn't wait to get to this one, could you?
I think this is stunning. It's dark, it's mysterious, it's classy, it's a bit edgy. There's something a little bit different going on.
So you're describing me there. Actually, no, I'm not any of those things. But this is, isn't it?
It is absolutely stunning, and it's a really good...
Look at
that. Look how strong. And look at the multiple stems you've got on there. You've got shoots coming off here already. It is a bare root. We are nowhere near past bare root planting season, by the way. You are still able to get your bare roots in, and this will give you flowers this year. It's amazing how quick they will grow.
Jen, now we've seen that image, all those words that you said about it being dark, mysterious. Yeah. I want to say sexy as well. Can I say that? Mm. It is, though, isn't it?
I love it. It is. It's a sexy rose.
Cut
for sure.
Rose would be incredible.
Well, even more incredible because this... Oh, look at that.
I know.
It is a hybrid tea as well. Hybrid teas are slightly different to floribundas. They tend to be way more fragrant than floribundas. You still get beautiful fragrance with floribundas, but you tend to get a better, stronger fragrance from hybrid tea. Plus, you get these beautiful, long, straight stems with one flower at the end of them. So these are... I mean, this is your classic Valentine's rose, isn't it? Yeah. Lovely, long, straight, sturdy stem with a big, beautiful rose up at the top. And for me, this is a classic rose shape as well. Layer upon layer of absolutely gorgeous petals there.
It's a beauty, isn't it?
As far as roses are concerned, I think this is a real specimen. You know, this is one that you definitely draws attention.
I was thinking about what you said about it being a hybrid tea. You know, most florists... That's the
one they'll use.
Yeah, occasionally use floribundas, But that hybrid tea, that single big rose and that single
yes.
stem, just magnificent. Really classy, that one.
I'm in love with this one. I think it's classy, it's sophisticated, it's dark, it's mysterious, it's easy to grow, it's winter hardy, super, super simple to plant, very, very simple, reaching about 3 feet in height, it's probably about the same spread, and just ridiculously easy. Unwrap the roots, soak it in a bucket of water, probably overnight, at least a couple of hours though. When you plant it, make sure the union here is below the soil surface, so about to there. Dig some really good organic matter into the hole. Our premium professional compost is amazing. If you can, go for some of our mycorrhizal fungi and add that into the hole as well. After that, it is just ridiculously easy to look after. There are some rules when it comes to pruning, but even if you don't follow the rules, roses are so easy, they're so hardy that they will do whatever you want. So when it comes to pruning, what we say is find a bud like this, cut in a diagonal going away from the bud. The reason you do that is it makes the water run away from the bud rather than onto the bud.
So it helps stop disease and things, doesn't it?
That's it, basically. Yeah. Nice, strong, sharp pair of secateurs. Even if you don't know the rules when it comes to pruning roses, though, they really are ridiculously easy. And, of course, if you really want some amazing guidance on roses, we've got, you've got a wonderful show next week, haven't you, with Dave the Plant Man?
Yes, with Dave the Plant Man. That is on Wednesday. And it's not a show where we're going to have lots to buy. It's more about just learning.
Absolutely.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
And we're going to answer your questions. He really knows his stuff, so I'm going to be kind of interviewing him, really.
Yeah, great.
So that's going to be really exciting. That's next Wednesday. It's the usual time, isn't it, Stu? Or is it a bit later? Oh, no, it's later. I think it starts... We'll check
let
for
you know.
Yeah, it's a bit later next week.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
But don't forget, our schedule is always on our website as well for the live shows. So.
Yeah, but we'll definitely post some stuff on our Facebook and Instagram to let you know any change of times and things.
Right, we better move on. I don't know where the time's going today.
Time's flying.
Don't forget postage. Only one postage will be paid per order, but if you spend over £40, it's free. We're going to move on to our blueberry collection. Now, I love blueberries, but I bought some the other day.
Yes.
I was really disappointed.
I always am.
They weren't as nice as mine that I grew last year.
I buy them and I eat them because I know how good they are for you. Yeah. Absolutely packed. They're one of the best fruits that you can eat for antioxidants and all that.
They
dark-skinned fruits, they tend to be. So I do eat them for that reason.
And they tend to be low in calories as well.
Yeah. So they're great on your cereal or blueberry muffins or, blueberry pancakes. So they're really good for you.
I love you making them naughty.
No.
Blueberry pancake with ice cream.
You've still got the antioxidants even if they're in a muffin. They are amazing fruits. But when you buy them, first of all, they're costly, they're expensive, and they just don't taste of anything. They don't taste sweet, they don't taste delicious. Nothing tastes as good as when you grow it yourself. And this collection, I think, is probably one of the best collections that we do. Because what you've got here is 3 different varieties. You've got the New Hanover, the Blue Ray, and the Ozark Blue. Why is that brilliant? Well, it's because they all crop at slightly different times. You've got an early cropper, a mid cropper, and a late cropper, which means if you love blueberries, you can have blueberries all summer long.
And I like that. I love it when we do this with certain fruits because... growing your own is great, but if all the fruit arrives at the same time, sometimes you just don't know what to do with it.
If you get a glut of fruit, it can be really tricky, can't it?
It can. I know certain fruits you can freeze, but to have a longer period is fantastic. I think blueberries look really attractive as well, don't you?
They do. Well, I think the plants are really attractive, and the blueberries, and then the little blossom that you get on there as well, which obviously pollinators adore, are incredible. You do want as much of a sunny position as you can. They will tolerate shade, but the sunnier position, the better, because obviously that means more flowers and that means more blueberries. Every single one of those little flowers that appears has the potential then to turn into one of these most delicious blueberries. And do check out how good they are for you. Do a little search, because they are amazing.
But very easy to grow. These will grow great in pots, of course, as well. With all soft fruits, as Beck said, they like a sunny position and they do need to be well watered as well. The last thing you want to do is let them dry out because it could affect, of course, your yield. And with a blueberry of this size, because they're already arriving in 9 centimetre pots, you may get a small crop this year, but year 2, year 3, that's when you really start to
Yeah,
benefit
absolutely. I mean, look, there's flowers. You can see
Yeah.
there's flowers growing on here. You may get some fruit in the first year, as Sean said, but it's planting a promise. I often talk about planting a promise when it comes to planting your perennials and your grow your owns and things. This will give you fruit, and so much fruit from 3 different varieties, all cropping at different times, for so many years. Years and years you will get fruits from here, and they are all good, heavy cropping varieties. And we are talking about maybe up to, 5 kilograms of blueberries per plant once these are fully established.
And when you think about what a measly 250-gram punnet would cost you.
Yeah.
I mean, ridiculous money.
Well, Stuart gave us a lovely idea, because you can actually freeze blueberries.
Yeah,
can't
no,
you?
they're good at freezing,
Stuart was
yeah.
talking about actually freezing them and using them as ice cubes in your Prosecco. I like that idea. I've never done it, but I quite like that.
I tell you what I think does that. Our friend Denise Robinson.
Of course, I can imagine that, yes. Totally see Denise doing that.
They do need an acid soil.
Yes, ericaceous compost, please. Go and have a little look in on our website. Type in Eric, it will bring that up.
Yes.
They are deciduous, so you get this lovely blaze of red and yellow and orange to the leaves. So they are deciduous, but they... oh, hello.
There, Bex.
Sorry, I thought you were talking to Sean. Hi.
Stuart was saying how great it was. I was looking at the right camera, Bex.
It's normally the other way around, you see. Oops. Hello.
I'll never forget. I did a show in America, and all the cameras, we call them tally lights. It's the little lights, that you speak, and they all went off. And I didn't have, you have a thing called talkback, so we can hear Stu, and he just said to Bex, looking at the wrong camera.
And I carried on looking at the wrong camera.
But on this show, the talkback went down and the camera lights went off.
So you're just like, I don't know where I'm looking.
I had no idea. And my mum, I rang her from America after the show, and I said, oh, did you watch it? And she went, oh, it were off, like you were just looking at the away from everyone like this. So I spent the whole show like that. So anyway, we're normally quite good with those cameras.
We're normally good.
Right, if you want your blueberries, great value. They work out £4.33.
Yeah, really,
and
really
imagine
good.
you're going to get kilos. You said up to 5 kilos of plants for potentially
once
decades.
It gets established, so in the next few years, once it gets fully established, so much fruit on there.
So do try and grow a little bit of your own. If you love blueberries, that's a great, great one. And they don't get too big, these, do they?
Well, they can get, not massive at all, sort of metre and a half ultimate growth, but it'll take a few years to get there.
Right, really quickly, I know we're running out of time. We have got strawberries coming up next.
Colossus.
Colossus. One of my favourite varieties. Have you got this one, Bex?
No, I've got the Everbearers, but these are, so this is an exciting variety.
Oh,
because,
this is great.
Okay, what you get from, and look at the quality of those plugs, by the way. They are amazing. So these are really ready to ramp into life for you and give you loads of strawberries.
Yeah.
But it's the Colossus jumbo plugs. So they're big plugs for starters, but it's the size of the fruits. The Colossus strawberries, these can be absolutely massive. I mean, each one of these can weigh 40 grams each.
Wow. And if you're worried, sometimes when a fruit or veg is bigger, it loses taste. Not with these.
Not with these.
There you go.
They are beautifully sweet. They're beautifully large. They give you large crops as well. They're a June bearer variety, because obviously you have different cropping times, and these are around June time that these will bear fruit for you. Obviously, first year you will get some fruit, but it's second and third year. That's where strawberries really are at their peak fruit-producing time. They're easy to grow. They're winter hardy. You get lovely little white flowers on there as well. They're
really
very
pretty.
attractive.
So again, maybe you don't grow a lot of fruit and veg. These can be grown in pots. 1598 320 074. Now we've got to move on. We've been saving one of the best towards the end of the show, and it's the Hydrangea Magical Matterhorn. We've only just started doing bare roots with hydrangeas. We did lots of trials at the nursery. They were massively successful, and this, if you double up, is 2 for £14.98. I'm not being funny, Bex, but this in a pot in summer with flowers on, I bet we'd be charging £24.99 maybe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for one.
I do love hydrangeas. I love the panicle flowers that you get on this particular type of hydrangea. They're dense, aren't they? And they're quite imposing in a good way. Sometimes you can use imposing in a bad way, but actually the flowers that you get from the hydrangea are so imposing, so beautiful, and you get this lovely kind of flush of colour that happens because they come out slightly green green and they'll turn a slightly flush pink as well as they age. I think hydrangeas, I mean, they're a firm favourite here in the UK, aren't
Oh, they are. And there are so many amazing varieties. When I was a child, I mean, there weren't that many varieties. And we've had a question come in from Angela, which is, can I prune my hydrangea yet or wait?
Well, hydrangeas flowers grow on the previous year's growth.
So it does depend on varieties.
This one is previous year's growth, so you do need to be careful depending on which variety it is, because obviously if you prune it and it's going to grow on previous year's growth, you're going to prune away the option of it growing flowers.
So it does depend on which variety.
So,
but in terms of, is it the right time to prune? Yes. It's a really good time to prune hydrangea.
Really good time to prune hydrangea, but it does depend. So if it's like this one down here, for example, Sean, and you've left the spent flower heads on, just getting it for you.
This is Skyfall. It's a good time to prune hydrangeas, yes.
So if it's like this and you've left the flowers on over the winter months, which I think is great, yes, absolutely. Now is a great time to cut away this kind of growth, because then you're going to encourage that new growth to come through. So, yeah.
Yeah. I was about to prune mine this week, as it happens.
Ah, there you go.
But I've got a variety of different hydrangeas. I'll be honest, there's a couple I can't remember which variety they are.
So now you're like, oh, do I prune it or not?
Yeah, I'm like, do I take off lots on that one or not? So it does depend on whether they flower on the old and the new growth. But it's a good time, yes.
Okay, so yes, these are the bare roots. This is what they look like. So you can go for the double up deal, or you can go for one on that.
These are amazing value, Bex, aren't they?
I think they're incredible value for money, yeah, because you can get two of these. If you're in the club, it's £4.50 each. Oh no, that's for one, isn't it? Sorry, two for £14.98, £7.50 each.
Yeah.
£6.75 if you're in the club, I believe that works out as.
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah, you're getting your ass right.
Woohoo!
But honestly, bare root hydrangeas, it's a massive thing right now. It's going to save you a fortune, and they will give you so much pleasure for years and years and years.
Yeah, loads of flowers.
Yeah.
Like for a decent amount of time. About June they'll come out, they'll flower through July, flower through August, repeat flowering. Amazing as cut flower displays, fantastic if you dry them. And they look brilliant, as that one that we just showed you does, if you leave those spent flowers on over the winter period as well. It gives you that lovely winter interest. I know a lot of people used to tidy them up at the end of the, in autumn, but actually I think a lot of people now are leaving them on. Because it looks lovely.
But honestly, that's one of the things we're most excited about on the show, to get two of those, double up deal at $14.98. And as Beth said, just so easy to plant right now, give them a good drink, pop them in. They'd be great in pots, these as well.
Yeah, totally. They don't get massive, so these are probably 3 feet height and spread here. So, if you've got one of our big, the Tuscany black pots, that would be perfect.
Or the boxwood for a
while.
while.
The boxwood for a little while,
yeah,
for sure.
a few
They'd
years.
be nice in there.
But the value there is amazing. All you need to do is give them a good drink, pot them up, and you'll get flowers for many, many years to come. The only thing with hydrangeas, the clue's in the name, they do like to be
watered.
They do.
Give them some water.
Yeah, and I don't. Although they will tolerate a sunny position, if they're in full sun in the afternoon, you've got a real danger of them drying out.
Yeah.
So I like to pot them in sort of semi-shade. I don't like to pot mine. Mine get some sun, but not all day.
I've only got the one, which is, I can't remember the variety. It's a white-coloured one, not the panicle flower. We sell it. Runaway Bride.
Oh, that one. That's a great one. That's a great one.
Yes, and I've got it in a semi-shady position, so it gets sun in the morning and then it's shady from the afternoon.
Yeah,
so I think I've got it in the right spot.
Promises, because these are really exciting. The nursery is buzzing about hydrangea bare roots. Be one of the first to get those today. 2 of those for $14.98. Amazing. Right, where are we going?
Chandos Beauty, aren't we? Chandos.
Yeah. Now this one, is this one you've got?
No. Well, no, but it is one.
It's a famous one.
There's one I planted that I can't remember the name of, so I'm waiting for the flowers to come out so I can work it out. But this one, actually, I remember being at Chelsea Flower Show last year and going around the rose stands, and there's one, and I've taken a video, my friend who was with me did a video of me, and I remember being absolutely blown away by this one. Yeah. Not only because look at the colour, isn't it the most beautiful colour, but it was the fragrance from this.
It's one of the most fragrant, isn't it?
Oh my word, it was absolutely astounding, the fragrance from it. It was gorgeous. So much so that I did a video of it because I thought it was so pretty.
Just look at it. And it's a very famous rose, this one.
It's beautiful.
Shamus Beauty. It is just perfection, isn't it?
Totally. Spicy and fruity is what we describe the scent of this one for. Hybrid tea again, so one flower per stem, but lovely, large flower, nice, strong stem. Flushes of flower throughout the summer, right the way through from about May when it should start flowering, all the way through to October. A wedding favourite. Totally can see why, can't you? The colour, the petals, is so pretty. 520069. Right, we've had lots of orders go through today. It is that time of year. Everyone's loving the deals, but so many of you today, I know Bex is really pleased about this. I am.
You've gone for the double up deal on the tower pot.
It's one of my big favourites.
Yeah, I know. And so I used to have them in my last garden, but because I'd put them against I don't know why, but they'd ended up against a fence. Oh, I remember why. Yeah, actually, it makes sense when I think back. But some of they had clematis up them, and they'd start to go onto the fence. I just thought it was wrong to move them.
Yeah,
I've been kind, but they looked great. And you've got yours. Do you place yours in the centre of the patio normally?
No, well. No, just because of the layout of my garden. I mean, they're great for that 360-degree display. So if you do have a central space, absolutely fantastic because you can get that 360-degree display. Mine actually are up against the wall and up against the conservatory. So what I do is I twist them occasionally just so that I don't get uneven growth happening. But if you have got that central bit, wonderful idea. That's mine with my wisteria growing in it. I've got one with a jasmine growing in it. I need to order 2 more because I want to grow my sweet peas up it. Absolutely fantastic for sweet peas. And I also want to grow my flame lily up it as well.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
So, you know, these are brilliant pots, and because, do you know what? You can pick them up and you can move them for starters. So if it's, you know, gone over or you don't want it to have pride of place anymore, you want to move something else in, it's easy to pick it up and move it and put it somewhere else and then bring it back out when it's looking at its best.
And you think about this, when you've normally got a pot and a trellis, it really limits.
Yeah, you can't move it.
Yeah, you can't. But this, because you've got so much space and you've got all of that vertical height, your climate is going to weave in and out and give you a massive display.
Yeah, it really is.
Because this will get, obviously depending on what you're growing, but this will get a lot wider as well, like we saw with your Amethyst Falls, wisteria.
Yeah.
And I love the fact, I mean, I've had many pots with a wooden trellis in the back. The trellis always rots in the end, doesn't it? Yeah. Always. It always looks a bit tatty. Yeah. These look really stylish. You've got like the brushed gold finish as well.
Yeah, I mean, so with the jasmine, which is evergreen, obviously, I mean, that's a slow grower, so it's taking a while for it to cover it up. It's got to about here at the moment. But it still looks attractive because you've got this lovely brushed gold effect on here. But with the more vigorous climbers, like the wisteria, covers it up very quickly, but obviously it's deciduous, so over the winter it's bare. It still looks attractive though because the pot itself is attractive with that brushed gold finish. It's plastic, but it's UV stabilised, frost resistant plastic, so designed to, it's not bad plastic, it's designed to last you for many, many years.
And it would be really pretty much impossible to break that, wouldn't it? A pair of them selling really well today.
Yeah.
$39.98. Actually, if you're a club member, you would get that for, am I right saying, would that be about
36, yeah, 10% off, 36 quid.
That's good, isn't it?
That's really good.
It's £18 each.
£18 each.
Yeah, that's what it would work out. Amazing.
Really good.
So lots of going for that. You will have that in your garden for years. And don't forget, very quickly, whatever you're buying today, there's no shall I, shan't I. You need to use that code YGTV1124. That unlocks all the separate promotions. It will give you free postage when you spend over £40.
It will indeed.
And you will get your free gift, which I think is one of the best ever.
Sarah Bernhardt peony, the most beautiful peony.
Who managed to negotiate that one?
I've no idea.
Whose idea was that to give that as a free gift?
Maybe Jenny.
Yeah. It's great. Well, honestly, if it was Jenny, then what a great free gift.
Don't know.
Yeah. But thank you, Jenny, or whoever it was in the YouGarden team.
Okay, Kaylee.
Yeah?
Might have been Kaylee.
We should have pretended it was us, so we managed to get...
Yeah, we did it, actually.
We got you.
We suggested this. We thought it was a great idea. So me and Sean, we sorted that out for you.
I mean, sometimes it is our idea, but we cannot take credit for that one.
Can't take credit for that one, I'm afraid.
Wish I could. Right.
Philip. Philip's ginger lily has arrived. Does that mean he ordered it yesterday?
I'd like to know.
Because I think yesterday was the first time we brought it. So he may have ordered it yesterday and it's arrived now. That would be incredible if that's the case. I mean, it has happened. I've had a next day delivery.
Those gingers are quick.
You're like,
yeah. But no,
I've had a next day delivery before.
It's great. We can't guarantee it.
No.
But when it happens,
sometimes it's great when it does.
And I know we've lots of new viewers today. Our delivery, the whole process of ordering and delivery is really slick and efficient with YouGarden. You place an order, you get confirmation, you get updates when it's picked, dispatched, when it's on its way. You even know how many stops away it is, don't you?
Yeah, it definitely gives you that little notification.
So it's really well tracked. If there's ever a problem with an order, and we really mean this because we want you to be a long-term happy customer, get in touch with our customer service and we'll do our utmost to put it right.
Absolutely.
Once in a blue moon, you might get something, not be happy with it, just let us know and we would want to put it right.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to move on though. This has been really popular today, which really... It's excited Bex and I because we're both going to buy this because it's so unusual, isn't it?
It's incredibly... look, there's Phillips. Wow, they look really big. Oh, they're shooting as well, aren't they? He says they're bigger than he thought they'd be. That's brilliant. Yeah, I'm really glad. Get those planted up. Start them off inside is what we're going to suggest here. They are winter hardy. They will last you a good probably 8, 9, 10 years, you know, the lifespan of this actual plant. But probably best to get them started off inside in a pot somewhere. Give them that head start and then once May comes, then plant them out. They should give you amazing displays in the first year. These are quite fast growing, quite vigorous. They should reach full size in their first year.
And I've just had a flashback. A friend of ours, a dear friend of ours, Andrew, used to present many of the gardening shows alongside us. I remember her growing these and sending
Did she?
Yeah, and they were amazing actually.
Oh,
yeah.
I can't wait.
Yes, so do share pictures with us.
They're quite exotic, aren't they? They're quite luscious looking. You know, I mean, the flower that you get out the top of here is absolutely incredible. But also the foliage. It's got those massive, great big green leaves that look like a banana plant, which is what I think gives it this sort of exotic feel. And those flowers are incredible.
I've just realised I think those that we're looking at right now were Angela's because I recognise that brick wall.
Yeah, maybe.
So yeah, like banana leaf type foliage on there. These will go about a metre, you said?
Yeah, but a metre to a metre and a half in actual fact. Yeah, they can get really tall. So luscious jungle-like foliage at the bottom and then this just incredibly unusual flower.
And I like to have a little tropical area in my garden with palms and things like that. They're going to sit there beautifully, aren't they?
They definitely want a sunny spot. They'll cope with a little bit of shade, but really, if you want the most amazing flowers, I would try and put them in as sunny a spot as you can.
Right, it's been one of the top sellers today. And I keep thinking you have to double up on this, but you will get, as you saw with Philip, 2 tubers for just £9.99. Club members £8.99. Absolutely amazing. And I always think, as gardeners, we don't want to always be safe and boring.
No.
There are
sometimes.
things. Well, yeah. You like your favourites, you like your bankers.
Yeah, I know. I want my hanging baskets to be successful without, you don't want to mess about with those because you don't get much of a chance to redo. So you definitely want to know that they're going to be successful. But to try something a little bit unusual in other areas.
I've never seen this in real life.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
It's great seeing the pictures, great seeing the videos. I want to grow it myself.
Same here. And I know loads of you are as excited as we are today. £9.99. Again, postage, you pay 1 postage per order, but try and get your order to over £40 and you'll get free delivery.
Oh, we're going to go back to our hydrangea, the magical Matterhorn.
Yes. We're really
roots.
pleased that so many of you go for our berry hydrangeas.
Yeah, I'm glad. Love the hydrangea. Well, we just love hydrangeas in general. What's the question then? What size pot is it going in? Okay, so ultimate growth here, we're talking probably about 3 feet
it's about
height
a metre.
and 3 feet spread. So I think...
I think you could start off with a 30 centimetre.
You could start off with a 30 centimetre and it'll live in there for a few years, no problem.
But then it would want repotting.
You would want to repot it. But if you were going for the 30 litre, the...
I'll tell you what else would go well with Bex.
Yeah. This would be lovely. The Diablos.
These are a bit bigger. There's a 39. It'd be a lot. Actually, to be fair,
I think it could live in there.
It'd be a lot happy in there. And I think, look, we've all got different taste, but I think the creamy white against that could look rather good.
Well, we're a big fan of the Diablo. We've got the round. We've also got the square on a deal as well. So we've got a double and square.
Oh, so I went right in all of them.
Hey, hang on.
Hang on.
Hang on a minute.
Do you know, one of the things my dad used to say, bless him, he was a northern man, and whatever price you said something, he'd say, how much?
How
Whether it was good or bad. It's only £5 at how much? But it's £100. How much? These, I didn't realise it was. Is that right? Two for £16.99.
That's a great price. Great price.
Right. Sorry, who was it that messaged you about the size of the Angela? I would go for those today.
Yeah.
I think they'd look at those.
Especially if you're going for the double up of the Magical Matterhorn.
Yeah.
You've got 2 of these, and they would be the perfect size. I think they'd probably live quite happily in here.
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing with hydrangeas, as we said earlier, they need to be well watered.
And obviously,
so actually, the bigger the pot, the less watering you'll have to do.
Yeah, and if you're keeping them in a pot, I mean, so if you're planting a hydrangea into a border, we're saying water well. So if you're planting it into a pot, you really need to be on it with the watering.
And what I'd do for this year, you will get some flowers this year, but I would just pop that in the centre and I'd plant around there with some summer bedding, wouldn't you?
Yeah, some summer bedding around the bottom.
We've got loads on the website.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
Right, I didn't realise it was such good value.
Yeah, so we've got the round ones. How much? How much is it?
Sorry, Dad, if you're watching up there.
There's the brown ones, the square ones as well. If you have a look on the website, we do have a deal on the square Diablos too.
Well, let's be honest, the round are better value.
I think the round are better value.
They are. We shouldn't tell you that, should we? They are. Right. The Patio Boulevard Clematis selection. I adore these, and I say I adore them. My mum's got them.
Yeah.
And she just loves it. In fact, true story, our head gardener, Peter McDermott, my mum came for a visit about, I'm going to say 3 years ago.
Right.
And he gave her a couple of these
as
a gift. Because my mum, I mean, my mum's watched the garden shows for years and she's in her 80s. And he gave her a couple of these and she's so fond of them. She loves them. I remember now, it was Peter that gave her a couple of these. I think she just fell in love with them and you know what a softie he is.
He is a softie.
He's our head gardener. He was like, oh, take a couple then. But they're really pretty. And
I must tell him how much I love the camellia. Next time I see him, I really like those. You
might have to look like a sweet little old lady like my mum. But they're really compact and they flower all summer long. Yeah. They're great. They're called patio clematis because they're ideal for patio, smaller gardens. You don't need a huge fence, a huge trellis, but it is their flowering power that is so impressive.
It is, because they do flower along the length of the stems here. So, you know, not up at the top, not disappearing over the fence so that your neighbours get the joy of them and not you. Full-size flowers as well. You know, big clematis flowers. Point, actually. We're not talking miniature flowers, even though this is more compact variety and obviously a breeding breakthrough. Raymond Everson was the guy's name, actually. World-renowned breeder. He's the one that created this Boulevard Patio Clematis. So even though they are a more compact variety, you know, only growing to maybe a metre and a half, you still get those full-size flowers on there.
And the flowers, they're all the way up the stems.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, floriferous is the word that we like to use from here. Cascades of these beautiful star-shaped flowers on here all summer long. June, July, August, September, maybe even into October as well. You'll have these wonderful flowers and ridiculously easy to look after as well. You don't have to do too much. The toppest tip that we can give you is they like a cool root. So the plant itself wants to be in sunshine. It wants loads of sun because that's how you get the most flowers. But the roots like to be cool. So you can do that by putting slate or stone over where the roots are. That helps to shade it. It also helps to retain the moisture in there, particularly if you've got them in pots.
Or if they are in pots, what some people do is put other pots around them with a little bit of height, just to give shade on the roots.
Yeah.
They're amazing at that price as well. £19,977, £10 off the MRP, and that is £550,371. Right, we are nearly out of time. It's been lovely to be back in the potting shed. I do miss it when I'm not here.
Yeah,
miss you,
it's nice
Bex.
to have you back.
Thank you.
It's nice for you to be here.
And don't forget, got lots happening over the next couple of weeks. Some extra special shows as well with some real gardening celebrities. So do check our schedule.
Check our schedule on the website. Give us a little follow on our Facebook pages and Instagram pages because we'll make sure we keep you up to date on there as well. That's me, Rebecca Bex Edwards on Facebook, or Bex Edwards My Garden on Instagram. And Sean is Sean Ryan, presenter and plant man on both.
On both. And I will put some pictures up tonight of our garden club meeting with Nick Bailey.
And the video of your cat chasing the pampas grass.
Chasing the pampas. It's quite funny. He just went mad for it. Right, we're going to leave you details. We want you to get as many free gifts today as possible. We have got the Sarah Bernhardt Bare Root Peony, a wonderful free gift. So if you want to buy some compost as a separate order, or if you just need compost, do it now and you'll get a £10 free gift with every single order. Thanks for your emails. So we didn't get through everything.
But we do massively appreciate you getting in touch, sending us out your pictures. Elaine, Margaret, Nicola, Philip, Dave. Loads of you. We really do appreciate your company. We will be back here on Sunday 10 until 2 o'clock. Well, I will be with Adam.
Yeah,
you will be at QVC.
Actually, it's good scheduling this week because you're on 10 till 2 here.
Yeah.
I'm on at QVC at 3.
Are you?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. So you can watch both of us.
Yes. Thank you so much. We love you being part of our garden community here at YouGarden TV.
Bye. See you soon. Take care.